They benched their two big guys. They traded for one.
Sadly, yes, I do remember, yeah.
And they came down here and won. They won in the second half. I mean, some bad losses, yeah, for all that talk about, well, we feel we are a little better than we were the year before. Very weak. One of the few weak things that Pat Riley had to say about and by the way, Pat's got a lot of good stuff, but that was a weak moment right there. Anyway, so I don't know what the answer is, but they're going to try to get more teams and give them more lottery balls and take some away from the teams that are at the bottom three. And God bless them. They're trying. I don't know what you do. And they're saying, I hear different guys saying, just keep finding them. Finding them's not going to do anything. When this thing all started with San Antonio Spurs coming down here, and they rested all those star players, every one of them. Not only did they rest them, I was going live that night in NBC, and it's my favorite story. And we were going live because San Antonio, with that loaded lineup, was coming down here to play. And I get there, and somebody from the Heat says, you realize their top six players were sent right home after the Orlando game. Coach Pop doesn't even have them sitting on the bench. They're not even going to tease you on the bench. They went right back home to get ready for their home game in a couple days. So I was like, oh, remember that? And they got fined big money. That story came out, and Pop didn't care. And of course, he didn't care. And so they got fined big money, and that started. It hadn't stopped. Hey, man, I think everybody's seen the formula, especially if you're not in the most popular for players NBA city, that the way to do it is get lucky in the lottery, or as Woody likes to say, they hand you one, and you get a great player, and you do that, and you get a lot of draft picks, and you hit on them. Still got to have a general manager that can figure it out, and OKC has got a really good general manager from the top down, and look at him. To me, who's the best team in basketball right now? It's just off what you've seen. Could change as we go into the playoffs, but OKC looks pretty damn good from what they've been able to do with those picks. But yeah, this tanking thing, and whether you like it or not, first of all, our fan base, if it looked like in basketball, it looked like a tank. Oh, fans be going nuts. I think most fans, I hate to say it, it's never 100%. Most fans would just and they get it. I think everybody kind of understands how this thing works now, but I don't think anybody wants to be really bad, because there's still no guarantee you're going to be so bad that you can get the first pick. Look how many teams been really bad and end up getting the worst of the bad picks, or the best of the worst. Just terrible. So anyway, that we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, so the NBA's got a proposal out there for the draft lottery reform, trying to figure out how to go against this tanking problem we have right now. We got to get rid of it. It's bad. It's bad for the game. Tanking. Why isn't this guy playing tonight? We're resting him again. Why is that guy not playing in the second half? He was so good in the first half. Utah tried that one. It just it was a weak moment. By the way, we got a lot of stuff going on this morning. Man, we got a couple of big events coming up. I would love to know what they all both think of each other, being both these huge events we have going on. The Cadillac Championship at Doral starts tomorrow, as you know, if you remember the old Cadillac Championship. It's one of their bigger tournaments, big $20 million purse. Starts tomorrow, and a lot of great players, although a couple won't be here. I saw Rory's not going to be playing, but Scotty Scheffler's going to be here, and a lot of other players top players will be here as well. So that's always a great event. I'm a fan of the Blue Monster, not to play because it's way too hard. Even when I was playing, I did not enjoy that course because I'd hit it that rough and the ball was gone, and everybody tell me just drop it where you think it is, and it's embarrassing. Can't find the ball. Couldn't hit it down the middle. Oh, just terrible. The Big Blue Monster is not for everybody at Doral. It's just not. Anyway, we got that, and we got F1 racing. Boy, they're already got the signs up. Woody going down the turnpike just 2 days away from the start of the F1 race down here in Miami. It's going to be a great one. Always is. A lot of people show up for that. So I got to tell you, man, I think all this stuff's great. Whether I like it whether I enjoy watching it or going or playing the sport, it is great for our community to have all these events. It just is. It just is, man. And I got to remind people, we are about tourism down here. A lot of people make a living on tourism. A lot of locals don't like to hear it anymore, but it's just a fact of life when you got the Atlantic Ocean and you got everything else that we have that has so many people either live here or have a second home down here. Doesn't take a genius to figure it out, man. Hell, we like living here. I know that. I come from a pretty good place. I mean, it's a little screwed up right now, California, but, I mean, let's be honest, man. If you're just to look at the pure state.
You guys still have nice weather, at least. So
No, listen, I still believe – I got to be careful here how I say this. It's a beautiful state. It just is. It's got everything. I mean, it's got the coastline, the west. It's beautiful, Pacific Ocean. You got some great places to go. And by the way, even people who are really down on California still go to Napa Valley. They still go, down to different places. They go to Sierra Nevadas. I had some friends the other night getting ready to go to Tahoe for a week for a vacation. And part of the lake is on the California side. It's a split lake between California and Nevada. But we accept it as ours, kind of the tip up there. So anyway, we got that, and then you got everything else, man. Even I love San Diego, man. I think San Diego's a great place. And
what about LA? Because the Dodger Stadium seems like it would be a good bucket list, stadium to hit at some point.
I think you got to go.
Okay.
I did. That was on my list, and I was glad I went. It's great.
Gotcha.
It was great.
There's just certain colors you don't wear there or something, right? So you don't get attacked in the parking
I think
lot?
if you wear anything Marlins, you're fine.
Marlins are okay.
I would guess not to wear anything that says SF on it, San Francisco.
Those are the ones they attack.
And San Diego, just a couple of hours away. It's not very popular either. But outside of that, I think you're good. I think you're good with that.
I respect the passion of those baseball fans, man. They're willing to attack each other like that.
Hey, listen, man, that state, and again, we always talk about this, the California brothers. Like, look at, man, we got a lot of problems there. There's no question. You know the deal. I don't need to get it. We stay away from that stuff here. But it's a beautiful state. And they asked me, hey, you're coming home. You're getting closer. You're getting ready to come back home. And I still, consider California. My dad's still there. And my family, a lot of my family's still there. But I go, no, South Florida, not coming back. I like it here. It's not perfect here either, but it's nice. Anyway, we got a lot of other stuff to get to here this morning. Got a big show lined up for you as well as we cruise through this one. Last night, Marlins get a 2-1 win. Speaking of the Dodgers, should have got both. Lose the night before, 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth. The Dodgers come back, but not last night. And Shohei Ohtani was on the mound last night, 6 innings pitched, gives up just 1 run, 9 strikeouts. Woody, his ERA is 0.60. It's under 1. He's a freak. I hate to say this because you never know, and I would have never believed we'd have a guy like this. Even when they were hyping him up when he was coming over from Japan, I went, I've seen this before. And, Japanese, let's see how he does when he comes here against Major League Baseball guys. This guy has been everything plus that he was advertised to be. He really has. Not just the power, but now coming back and pitching, throws at 100 miles an hour, just nasty stuff. And again, like last night, he didn't get any. Now when he's pitching, he's not getting to be in the lineup every day as a hitter, which I don't know who came up with that. It's 3 or 4 or 5 really good at bats you get with that guy because he is absolutely at any moment can hit it 900 miles. But last night, Marlins get a 2-1 win over LA. Rubber match today, early start, and then they'll be home for 10 games. Got a 10-game homestand. And by the way, I said 9. Nobody said anything. Philly for 4, Baltimore 3, and Washington 3. We'll be telling you about all things. A lot of things going on for the kids that we'll be telling you about. Man, we got a lot of stuff going on. So on top of the race, and one side of them is Doral, and then you got baseball. So it's going to be got a lot of stuff going on this week and a little something for everybody, not to mention just getting out and enjoying yourself in South Florida. So plenty of stuff going on. I believe, and I'm hoping it's still going to happen at 8:00 this morning, that our general manager, John Eric Sullivan, is going to join us. Set it up a couple of days ago, and so hopefully he's still going to be able to join us, and we can talk to him a little bit about kind of having this thing put together. Signed a lot of rookie free agents, and I'm curious about this. Still a lot of veterans out there. Are they interested in still picking some more veteran free agents up, get some more weapons, and see if they have enough for Malik to have a chance to have success in year one, and see what he thinks this thing looks like. I thought he tried to cover everything in the draft. Solely did try to get a little bit, but hey, it's just by where guys are drafted. It's not like your late draft picks are going to come in and tear it up. So anyway, we'll talk to him about all that stuff coming up and a little bit later on in the show. Dan Radakovich, University of Miami AD, is set to retire. There's been, I heard about it last week, right? We heard about it last week, and now we'll find out more as what they're going to do going forward. But thank Dan for hanging out. It's great about coming on our show with us and everything else. But he's, I'm guessing he's going to head back up to where he and his wife have a home in the Carolinas somewhere. But yeah, so Dan's been here a couple years. But hey, man, nicely they've gotten some things turned around here, especially in the two big ones. I hate to do this, but yeah, the two big sports, football and basketball, looks pretty damn good. Looks pretty damn good right now with the resources and everything Big Joe's put in there to make sure that this thing has a chance to have success. And they've had a lot of it here in the last 12 months, man. It's been great. Hell, last 12 months, last 6 months. It's been fun to watch. All right, we've got a lot more to get to here this morning as we continue on. But before we do, I want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers first thing in the morning. Yeah, I jumped in that Tahoe this morning. Before I jumped in, I just kind of looked at it and said, hey, man, you ready? Let's head down to Miami. And that Tahoe said back to me, make sure you're comfortable. Man, I'll tell you, we talk to each other. It's beautiful. I had nothing like my Tahoe, nothing like it. 20 years in a Tahoe, and I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, Suburbans, Tahoes, Traverse, Equinox, SUV family at your South Florida Chevy dealers is unbelievable right now, really is. And not only that, but the Silverado trucks. How about you looking for a truck right now? You're up early this morning. I know you got a full day. That's how you make a living. You and that truck work together. And you need something strong, durable, powerful, that can work, stand up the way you do every day till that job's done. We got a Silverado truck absolutely perfect for you. Whether it's a powerful, capable Silverado 1500 or a Silverado HD, man, we got a truck perfect for you, your family, even a little fun in the weekends, man, pulling around your wave runners and your boat. You're doing a little fishing, going out in the ocean with the family, whatever it is, man, we got you covered at your South Florida Chevy dealers. We got great deals going on at all 14 dealerships throughout South Florida for you to stop by, take a test drive, fall in love. Chevrolet, let's together drive away in a Chevy.
Good here. Let's get you your weather report. It is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate. And weather looking very similar today than it did yesterday. Should be in the mid-70s and looks like a low chance of rain, so pretty good out there. Joe, this just crossed over our screen here. I was curious if you saw this. Parking prices for the World Cup games at Hard Rock Stadium. Did you happen to see these?
No.
$175 if you'd like to see Saudi Arabia and Uruguay.
Wait a sec. For parking alone is $175.
This is parking. For Saudi, this is now, it goes up by which teams you see. So you got Saudi Arabia and Uruguay and Cabo Verde are $175.
Okay.
If you go to Scotland and Brazil, you're getting $200. We'll get you a spot.
What are we doing, man? Are you serious?
All other games, $250.
Well, Colombia's down here, if I'm not mistaken, and that place gonna just pack them in. Wow.
I don't know how well they're selling tickets for this thing. I know that, like, even in New York, they jacked up like the subway prices just to get to these games. I saw, like, look, FIFA is. I think everyone knows what FIFA is all about.
Yeah, FIFA hadn't had the best reputation through the years for taking money and taking money.
Yeah,
for accepting
a
money
raid here and there. Yeah, but
accepting money for our committee is very acceptable. Thank you. I don't know
about this event, man. I'm guessing the tickets.
Shoot.
They say the tickets are going to plummet in price, getting closer to these events because they're having trouble selling.
I don't know.
We'll see.
You've been telling me that, and I have trouble believing that for World Cup games they're going to be empty.
Well, one of them I don't know how many people are going to go to see Uruguay and Cabo Verde or Saudi Arabia.
I don't know how many people come over. I have no idea. I have no idea. I wouldn't worry too much, though. I wouldn't put too much into the World Cup. The price are ridiculous, though. I totally agree. But there's a lot of people wait because this is not an event that happens every year.
Mm-hmm.
I got some people I know that are going to one of the other cities to see their country where their mom and dad grew up.
Really?
So, yeah, it probably happens a lot. Somebody comes here and wants to go. I don't know. Hey, if you can?
It's coming up, right?
I know. Let me just tell you something, brother, because you do have a problem with this and the thing. I just want to say, and it's kind of like the rules, and this ties in with you and the rules at the Masters are these nice events. Like, hey, man, I get it, and it's their rules, and they can do it. And if you can afford to go, you go. And if you can't, you watch it on TV. You enjoy it that way because it's not going away. And it's terrible. These prices are so jacked up. But I don't know what you can do. You can bitch about it every time we have something or somebody's rules and regulations at a private club. But, hey, man, just you don't have to go. Don't it's not good chance I never go to the Masters. It's hard to get tickets. Anyway, I don't know. I just wanted to say that, man. Just I know you get jacked up about this World Cup prices on this thing. I don't say it's ridiculous, though, to think the parking's a couple $100 to go to an event. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous where it is right now. Hey, we've got a bunch of other stuff going on here, as I said before, besides the Cadillac Championship at Doral, starting tomorrow. I guess today's the Pro-Am. And then F1 Racing weekend as well is going to be going on at Hard Rock Stadium. So they've got that thing going. And then all the other news, Marlins going to be coming home after today. They'll be home tonight later on and get ready for a 10-game homestand. So I would say we got a few things going on here in South Florida this weekend. It's going to be crazy. So I would just say this, probably stay away from some of the main roads unless you're going to something. Probably be a good idea so you don't get caught in a bunch of traffic for sure. Anyway, we've got a lot of different things that we're going to talk about here a little bit. I do love that the NBA is at least trying to figure something out. I don't know if it's going to work. We do it a little bit in other sports too. The NFL, we talk about we've done this before. We've talked about trying to have the worst record So when we did that tanking, was that part of the tanking for Tua when we ended up screwing that up, Brian? Was that yeah, that was the next draft out. So Brian Flores came in. He had Josh Rosen as a quarterback, which was just a friggin' disaster. Gave up a 2 and a 5 for him, and he couldn't play, which Arizona knew he couldn't play and got rid of him right away. And, of course, we thought we could rehabilitate him and get something out of him because we apparently liked him coming out of college, which happens. Teams do that. Maybe we can get something out of him. And Brian Flores looked at his team and said, hey, man, don't worry about it. I've seen enough of Josh Rosen. Remember those words? I've seen enough of Josh Rosen. He didn't say like he's a bum or anything. He just said, I've seen enough of Josh Rosen, and went back and, hell, that's damn near coach of the year stuff. It was so good. I'm dead serious, man. I don't know what they won. I'd have to go back. It seemed like they went 7 out of 8 at one point or some crazy amount of games. But it was a long way from tanking. It was a long way from the game plan. It did not go real well there. So hey, man. I love when somebody goes, we just need to be really, really bad. And I don't know, man. I'd rather see everybody. First of all, players are going to play hard. That's the part. Whoever you put out there, they may not be good. And a great example of that is the Washington Wizards. Washington goes out on the court. They're bad. That's a horrible team. Horrible. And the guys they play, they're playing hard. They're just not very good and not coached very well. It's a bad, bad team. Horrible team. One of the worst teams we have in professional sports. And the Heat actually seemed like we played like 3 times late in the year.
But is that tanking? You're putting bad players on the floor? Like, that's what you got on your roster? I mean, is that... Yeah,
but that's what you do.
Is bringing in Josh Rosen and saying you're the starting quarterback, is that tanking?
That's trying, it seems like,
It's trying to lose?
What do you think it is? He was terrible. What do you think?
I think you brought him in. You gave up a pick for him.
You got 2 picks, but what that? I just said he gave up a 2 and a 5.
Yeah,
so
but
what's that mean? He's terrible. He was terrible in Arizona. He was horrible here.
But I don't know that like bringing him in and starting him is just show like, we're intentionally trying to lose. Well, I don't know how you prove that. How do you prove that? I guess would be my question to you.
Because the guys on the team know who should be playing, and the other guy, they are all from day one knew he should have been playing.
The Wizards are playing whatever they got. How do you prove that they're tanking?
Because you're not playing.
They're not shaving. They're not point shaving, hopefully.
No. I didn't say that. You said that. I didn't go that far.
I know.
You just said
but how do you
prove?
I'm just saying, how do you prove a team is actually tanking?
Well, the only thing you can do is you play the guys at the end, or your veteran players, you let them take their time coming back. Did Trae Young ever come back and play again? He made the trade, and it seemed like he was injured the rest of the year.
He did not.
Anthony Davis, who they traded for, injured, right, the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at a couple guys that they had out, and you start playing the rest of that roster down at the bottom. That's a good way to lose a lot of games. They're trying real hard, but they're not very good.
Yeah, but that's not even a new thing. Guy's star player is hurt or whatever, banged up, and the team's out of it. You just say, all right, we're going to shut him down. That's not a new school tanking thing. That's, they've always done that.
But I believe if we would have played Josh Rosen the rest of the year.
Yeah, they probably would have lost more games. Yeah, sure.
We'd have been in a dogfight to get one of those first couple of spots in the draft.
Okay.
That's all. The other guy was a lot clearly better, and the team was rallying behind him. Now, I know the sports are a little different. We're talking about basketball and 5-on-5 versus 11-on-11 on one side, 11-on-11 on the other, and even 11-on-11 in special teams. But I just think NBA's got a problem. And then the Utah thing came out, and they started resting their 2 big guys in the second half. What's the one guy's name that's really good that's been there? They have him up for trade every year, and he never gets traded. Average about 20 points a game. What's his name? 28, 29 years old. He's a good player. I know teams have tried to get him at Utah, but they bench him. They bench him in second half. Now, they still beat the Heat, but
that's Dwayne Wade's team, man.
That's brutal.
Got the
tanking.
culture over there.
Yeah. And then, so I don't know what. There's different ways to lose games, right? And tell veterans, hey, Giannis, don't play.
Hey, look, it sucks you have to have this conversation to begin with, that this has turned into such a thing. Like,
Right.
that's the disappointing part, right?
Well, everybody else is saying, well, look at what they did. It's a good year.
But you reward losing
Right.
in these leagues. You reward
that
losing.
is correct.
So
That's the problem. It's not good, man.
it's like last season with the Dolphins. You know, at a certain point, it's like, all right, what are we doing here? We want to try to win a couple of games down the stretch for no reason. We're going to fire everyone anyway. Like, I think it was pretty,
sure.
Joe, I think it was pretty well known with the Dolphins last year, probably about midway through that season, that this wasn't working.
Yes.
And that this thing was going to be blown up for the most part.
If it wasn't going to be in trouble, you're going to have a fan base that was going to be heading south on you. Yes.
So at what point do you start saying, all right, we're going to just play guys on the bottom of the bench and, you know, and look towards the future? And that's, and you know, is that tanking? Is that,
oh, no.
You know, like, that's the difficult part, because, again, like, you start winning these games down the stretch and you just screw yourself out of a draft position. Like, they actually reward you for losing those games.
So, Mike, I don't know what one has to do with the other. I'm not sure what you're talking about now. You've lost me. You just flipped it. Mike was trying to win every game he could.
I know Mike. I know Mike was. Okay. I know. But I'm saying they reward teams for losing.
Chris, and those are guys who are going, somehow let's get this thing to 500 because Mr. Ross is maybe 9-8 somehow, if we can. And they got that little 4-game winning streak going. And
I think there were a lot of fans last year that were like, just shut it down, man. Just lose as many games as you can.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
There were a lot of people probably that were in that camp.
You got three games left, and Quinn Ewers got to play in those situations. And I don't know, he won one. I can't remember if he won more than one, but I don't know. I think everybody in the NFL tries to win, but you got a poor quarterback to start with. Yeah,
but look how they incentivize losing. Look what Vegas got. We got Mendoza. They get their franchise quarterback because you incentivize losing.
Geno Smith's playing. Geno Smith's their quarterback.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I got you, but I'm just saying that's how you justify.
That was a bad roster.
Incentivize losing.
No, that's a bad roster. That's. I'm not saying the system's perfect, Woody. I don't know what you want me to say, but the taking thing with the ping pong balls, and now they're trying to average out the ping pong balls and give teams that barely missed the playoffs the same shot as the teams that had the 3 worst records in basketball. So I don't know. It's crazy that we're even.
Well, I thought LeBron, what he said the other day was pretty funny. When he was on that golf course, he goes, the only way I'd ever end up in Memphis is if they won the lottery in 2003.
Right. And he probably would have left after his time if he wasn't getting the guys with him and they didn't get it figured out. He wasn't going to stay around and try to carry that team by himself. So that probably wasn't going to happen.
Texas said tanking is the dumbest concept in all of sports.
It is.
It is. I agree with you, but your problem is you incentivize it so much to lose. The reward for losing is so great that, like,
well, I can tell you, finding teams is not going to do it. That just doesn't do it. There's too much money.
But Joe,
find a team $500,000 for tanking.
Look at how good this draft is in the NBA. You're going to get a franchise-changing player if you draft in the top 3. You know, that's a big draft. And then in the NFL, obviously, you get your choice of quarterback or whatever it is you want if you're bad enough.
Yeah. I don't know what you want me. What do you want?
So the problem is you've incentivized losing so much.
Woody, I don't think the Raiders lost on purpose.
I don't think they did either.
They were just bad,
but they got a great reward for it.
Well, we'll see.
For being as bad as they were.
We'll see. We'll see how that whole thing goes there, and if they can figure it out. But the tanking thing in basketball's brutally thrown in your face, and it's bad for guys taking nights off to. Certain guys, I don't know. Now you question how injured guys are when they seem like they come back like week later, 2 weeks later than you thought they would. It's all. I agree. It sucks. The worst thing we have in sports. Hey, by the way, I'll tell you something good, though. Marlin fans, we got this 10-game homestand coming up. If you're interested in getting ready for some baseball, one more with the Dodgers today, and then they'll be home for a while. Boy, I'll tell you what, they've got the Phillies Then they've got the Orioles, and then they have the Nationals. Got a lot of great things are going to be going on. They got Star Wars night going to take place. They're going to have a Barbie game day as well, Mexican heritage celebration. I mean, it's going to go on and on with great stuff. And plus Mother's Day is going to be on Sunday the 10th, featuring a pregame brunch and a free Marlins clutch for the first 5,000 moms at the ballpark. So don't miss all the fun. I want you to check it out. Go to marlins.com/tickets. Find out about all the great promotions they have coming up on this 10-game homestand. The Marlins will be home. One more with the Dodgers rubber match today. Marlins baseball. Catch them soon.
WQ
before it gets a little crazy the next few days and things start to pick up. The Cadillac Championship at Doral starts tomorrow. First of 4 rounds, and, of course, F1 racing weekend as well. So we'll have a lot of our celebrity friends in town that like to get down there early. Woody, I love that where they have before. I like to watch the pregame where the guy's walking down, guy in the English accent's walking down. He's going around.
I love that guy. The celebrities blow him off.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't even know. He doesn't know half the of our celebrities. They go, I think that's.
Yeah.
Now, who are you, sir?
No, that guy is great.
It is good, man.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I just found it
TV.
entertaining. I just to watch it early and see it everybody. And he's trying to stop people and got guys he likes and guys I'm guessing aren't crazy about getting bugged by him every week. The other thing is, man, I thought it would go away, but it just keeps giving this Mike Vrabel story. I don't know where these pictures came from 4 or 5 years ago. They got definite pictures, man, as with a little bit of a background in this and what we've been talking about. Those are definitely, I've been banging her pictures. They have that look of Diane Rossini. And where did the New York Times, New York Post, where'd they get these pictures?
I guess they're bidding on them. If people seem to keep selling them over here, but
yeah, but who saves those pictures and go, all right, we've been waiting 5 years. Go ahead and send them out.
Now you got all these. There's a bunch of AI videos. And there's a lot of weird stuff going on. I saw there's a playlist. She made him a playlist when he was losing with the Titans.
We've been talking about
my favorite pictures
Vrabel.
might be the ones of him in the airport, though.
I didn't see those.
So there's pictures of him in the airport, and he's buying he looks like he buys his wife a gift.
Yeah.
You never want to buy someone a gift at the airport. That's an I forgot you on my trip gift.
No. That's what you do for the kids. Like, oh crap, I promised the kids I get them something.
Yeah.
What do you got in here that looks something like where I've been?
What do they call that stuff? The one that has all the little like gifts and the magazines and stuff. Yeah. Well, Hudson News or whatever they call that thing. You go in there.
Mine is usually I've been in Sacramento.
Yeah. Whoops, I forgot.
I love Sacramento t-shirt.
Yep.
How do you like it, honey? Sacramento, really?
I mean, it's
a hot
brutal,
place,
man. It says Jets to Salt Lake City mid NFL draft, buys wife apology present. I mean, that's just embarrassing. It's on the screen there.
Yeah. It's amazing to me that people have pictures of them in different locations from years ago.
I can't believe they were able to carry on with this thing for this long. Is this like, do you believe that this is the first time their significant others are finding out about this?
I don't know.
Like, was Vrabel able to carry on with this thing for, was it 6 years? Without his wife finding out? Because, I mean, if so, I don't know how someone's able to do that.
Hey, man, you're on the road by yourself with your team a lot.
Yeah, but don't you at some point slip up?
I don't know.
Like, is really your undoing that you got caught at a hotel?
I don't know what. It's a long time, and
it seems like at some point you would slip up and something would happen.
I saw Le Batard felt like he's friends with her and thinks that she might say enough's enough and be talking here. Something could come out. I was like, wow.
Well, what more is there to say?
I don't know. It really, I wish the story, I'm guessing he'd like it to go away too. This is, but yeah.
It feels like we've gotten very personal with them, doesn't it? Especially when she starts kind of like, you see the stuff with the kid. The kid's name is Mike.
I know, but
she has the weird tweets about the kid.
Yeah, I get it. The Michael thing and Mike and the music and I don't know.
Now they got them sitting next to each other at training camp. They got an interview, and this tweet says Diane Rossini was daring Mike Vrabel to say making love to you in your hotel room this morning. Like, it's just weird, man. It's a lot of weirdness here.
So now the debate is when we can let this go and like let's move on. And like a lot of people say, I really don't care about this. Why you guys talk about it? And others are going, are you kidding me? People love a train wreck, man. A lot of people out there have been in this situation, want to see how this thing's going to end. Coach of the year. And Diane Rossini, who was for a long, long time with ESPN and a lead reporter for the NFL, one of their top people, and very likable personality when she did her interviews and stuff. She was good.
Let's say neither of them were married. Are you okay with this type of behavior?
I don't care. Some people have a problem with it, though.
Yeah, the problem, like, to me, is it's sports. It's not like she's not reporting on anything important.
Yeah.
You know? Like, in the grand scheme of things, like, sports are not, it's not that serious.
Well, I got a call last night to go, you got to go check this out. And I did. I looked and go, oh, my God, there's more stuff. Jeez. I just don't know how somebody keeps pictures of somebody like, oh, I figured this was going to come out. I got a picture from 5 years ago of them in a bar in New York.
That is creepy.
Huh?
That is creepy.
Yeah.
This whole thing is a very weird story.
And people must care because people, if it's not getting clicks, and by the way, the guy that claims he dislikes this the most is Mike Florio at Pro Football Talk. And I'm watching he and Chris talking about it last night.
All right, so here it is. So Diana Rossini made a Spotify playlist called Turnin' the Page that she shared with a user named Mike on December 19, 2022. It says it coincides with a 4-game Titans losing streak.
Okay. Just like, hey, as a friend, keep your head up. You're going to get it turned around. Better days are coming. I don't know. Well, Woody, it's crazy.
This guy said the subject with Diana and Mike is like filet mignon for sports talk.
Hey, a 12-ouncer too, man. 12-ouncer, no question.
It's either this or tanking, right?
Oh, my God.
Those are the two topics.
I saw it last night. How many days are we on this Vrabel thing with? It's got
days. We're into weeks, man.
3 weeks.
Oh, my God, at least. Yeah. This has been weeks.
So now, everybody's got a solution. Like, because I hear Mike last night going, you just got to come out and just tell the truth and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Just come clean and it's done. I'm going, really, Mike? Really?
Yeah, I don't know that's the answer either.
Hey, Mike, I don't know about you, Mike. I'm going to tell you what I would do. I go, that's my story and I'm sticking to it unless somebody's got a picture. Me in a bed with somebody, that's not too many guys coming clean. Not too many guys like, I know what it looks like. I know I look guilty, but no, it never happened.
Person said this isn't just a person scored some paparazzi pics. This is some vindictive, I'm going to bury you type of photo.
No, it does, man.
It is weird to hold on to that. You're right.
No, it's weird. And by the way, they weren't just generic pictures of you go in a club and go, look at all these hot women and a guy kind of showing it so he wants to show his buddies where he is. And you're in a place full of very beautiful people. And this is like close-ups of them. Like, God, who's doing this? This looks like private investigator work. If you've ever had one of those on you or keeping an eye on you, it just feels like that. And it just kind of hits you. The pictures show them, you're going, where the hell these come from? Man, anyway, I don't know. It is funny. But I always love it. Everybody got an opinion on it both. And we were down here, the women are down in the FM stations. They're all fired up today and hitting the double standards. Why is it? And one's, well, she can't do that in her job. Well, he's not supposed to do it either. And going back and forth. Why is something not happening to him? And I was going, well, actually, there is an article out that if things don't work out here, Mike Tomlin's going to get that job. I don't know if you saw that one out there now. So, yeah, we got a lot of crazy stuff going on, man.
All right, put your advanced bet out here. Is he coaching training camp?
Yes.
He's not going anywhere, right?
That's not the question I had. No, he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
The question is Mama staying? That's
so far so good, right?
No.
She was wearing the ring too.
And that's the other thing. Now everybody's watching. They're looking for her, and they're not looking to see what she looks like. Everybody wants to see if she's still wearing that ring.
That's wild, by the way.
That's where we are, man.
Carrying on with a relationship that long. 6 years?
Trying to make it.
That's
trying to make it work,
man.
Wants to hear the right things and wants to give this a chance. Do you love me? And what happened? And and Mike's throwing out his best stuff right now. Hey, 7 o'clock hour's coming up here, Woody. Woody, that's just
the fastball.
Woody, that was just my opinion. I'm not saying that stuff's going on now. Hey, we got a lot more to get to.
What a topic, man. Everyone's got their number, though, right? Hey, Deshaun's girl.
Everybody's got an opinion on it, too, man. Everybody's got it from her side to his side. Everybody's got their take.
I think that what they did at the beginning with
But I'm
calling
not going,
the photos laughable and all that.
Yeah. Oh, no.
That
he
was
set that
not a good start to the damage control of this story.
No. That firm that was hired to put the fire out didn't do a very good job.
In retrospect, they probably should just come out and said it was inappropriate and we apologize and moved on.
Yeah.
Maybe the other photos don't come out.
I don't know, Woody. See, you can't let it go. I'm getting ready to go to break.
Sorry,
and you still couldn't get it. You
got my mind working on this.
Hey, man, let's talk about something like protecting your home before hurricane season with Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing. How about that? How about if I told you just a few things here about Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing, providing 100% financing with zero down. And not only that, but they're also doors and roofing, no interest, no payments for 1 year as well. Need roofing material? They do it all. Tile, shingle, metal flat. Loctite Impact experts going to help you with anything you need the roof, including roof repairs. You can call them anytime on that. Impact windows as low as $6 per month per window installed. They cover all of South Florida. Don't wait for the next storm. Call them now. Get the process started. They also do all the permits and HOA approvals. You don't have to worry about that. Loctite's Impact is a licensed and insured contractor. Chevy and the gang over there are going to make sure, the CEO, that they take good care of you. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com. Or you can wait for working hours, 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff to answer all your questions and get the process started.
Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com, starting with the Marlins, who held on to beat the Dodgers 2-1. The teams will meet for the rubber match this afternoon with the first pitch at 3:10 from Dodgers Stadium. The game can be heard on 560 AM. And in college hoops, ESPN is reporting that the NCAA has initiated the final steps to expanding the men's and women's basketball tournaments to 76 teams. Joe, just let everyone in. I think there's 300-something D1s. Why don't we just let them all in?
You want to hear a wild one, though? You know what's going to happen. The bubble teams, they're going to have a show. They'll still have a show.
And they'll say Sunday, and they'll be pissed
they'll
off
go,
again.
look at these 4 teams got screwed. Look at this. Yeah, but they won one game. It was a good win. But what about these losses?
I didn't watch that tournament this past year and say, boy, you know what this needs? More teams.
Hey, we expanded the football thing, right? And there's still teams. Notre Dame still whining.
You could have 100 teams.
My Catholic friends are still upset.
I just think you don't want to devalue the regular season. I think that's one problem, right? That's what makes these things fun, is it makes the games meaningful.
But
you're going to start letting in SEC teams that finish at or below 500 at this rate.
The big conferences will get more teams in, yes.
You know, the Auburns of the world that had like
the 500
teams,
wins, yes.
You're going to start letting those kinds
the conference
of teams in.
500 teams will get.
Look at the team Miami play, that Missouri team. They're terrible.
Can I just say this, though? They're all going to be out. They're going to be out of the tournament early.
Yeah, but that's not the fun part. The opening rounds are the fun part of the tournament, which when you get those upsets.
That's fair.
The good matchups.
You're going to water it down a little more.
I just didn't leave watching that thing this past year. Be like, man, we really need more.
So let me ask you. They're talking about going to 16 teams here in the near future in football. What do you think for playoffs? It will be, by the way, we're about ready to have a serious NFL schedule for college football, although they're getting paid. Nobody cares anymore. But
I mean, I thought the Canes, that schedule was tough down the stretch of that season, man. That playoff, that was a lot of games in a short amount of time.
Yep. Had some guys banged
It was. It really was. And you're playing really good teams.
I had somebody tell me, Mesidor, I don't think he worked out. He's banged up. I go, yeah, he was banged up. We saw him get banged up. He was out of the game. He came back and played for the next game. But, those guys played those extra games. They're going to be banged up. They
played the 2 top teams in the SEC and Big Ten.
But,
I think they should expand it? No, I think every time you expand something, it waters your product, dilutes your product, right? Just like you said, especially like the NFL adding games. Why do you want to add games? Like you don't have enough injury problems as it is?
Yeah.
Make the games meaningful. The more games you add, the less meaningful each game becomes.
I think the NFL extra regular season game is a little different situation. I would disagree with you on that.
I just think it makes the games less meaningful because just adds to the amount of games that you can comfortably lose. It's like the NBA or any of these other sports. The NBA regular season is so meaningless. Teams take it so lightly.
College football, number 1, and NFL, number 2. Look at that. UM lost 2 games and damn near almost didn't get in. So their games, and I think the NFL the same way. You can't lose 4 or 5 in a row. It's hard to come back. We're not talking about an NBA schedule or NHL schedule.
No, we're not. But the more that you add, the more margin for error you give.
I would just say this. I think the 18-game schedule's a terrible example by you.
Okay.
But I want to say this, that if you're to talk about injury, I'm not so sure if those guys get to vote, I'm not so sure how many guys, even if they get an extra week off and all the other things they might do to make it attractive and make more money, which is, it's going to be interesting to see how those guys vote on that. It'd be hard to stay healthy 18 games. Now, they're also talking about somehow giving the guys a game off, which I'm not sure guys want a game off when they're there. Like, I don't want a game off. I'm leading the league, and I want to keep playing. Hell no, I don't want a game off.
The problem is that none of this is to better your product. It's all in the name of TV money. That's all it is. It's all in the name of money. Like, they're not looking at this like, how can we improve our product? They're looking at this saying, how can we, milk more money out of this thing? That's the only thing they're doing, and that's why it's frustrating.
The SEC and Big Ten, if this thing, they're going to have to sign off on this thing, the 2 big conferences, and they're going to want a certain amount of teams,
and they'll get their certain amount of teams
mandatory they get in.
Yeah.
And I don't have the answers, but everything's driven by money and the amount of extra money they make for those playoff games. And,
Yeah, I don't think the NFL's looking at this like, how can we strengthen our product here for the fans? They're saying, how can we squeeze more money out of them? Let's add another game. And now you're sending teams around the world. You got teams going to Australia, right? I mean, you got like these trips are crazy.
Yeah.
And then you got to play on quick turnarounds.
Yeah. I know. Listen, I agree.
I don't hear about player safety and
no.
That stuff's out
I
the
would
door,
agree.
man.
I would agree with that. And now you got teams playing more than one Thursday night game.
That's rough.
Those are rough ones, man. Most guys will tell you it's still sore on Wednesday and just starting to feel a little bit better. And you're right back at it. Matter of fact, you practice Wednesday morning. Somebody's got to travel to get to the game Wednesday for a Thursday game. It's a tough one. But the money, I think they're going to throw that money. I don't know how much how much it goes up. But
the question is, when is enough for all these different leagues?
It's never.
Right?
It's never. Getting back to your money thing again, it's never.
But at some point.
It's not. Your theme a lot of days is money, parking lot. You realize that, right?
Well, I like the business of sports. I think it's interesting. And I just wonder with these leagues, like the NCAA tournament's a great example. Like, when is enough?
So let me ask you, what is the commissioner's in every sport's number one job?
To make money.
Okay. Yep. For those owners. And then within that, you're selling all the other stuff. Like, we care about safety and, hey, we got to change the rules to make it, and all the other things. But the number one job is like, hey, I didn't have a very good team last year, but boy, I'll tell you what, revenue's good coming in, man. Our TV contracts, we are a nice, strong league. Way to go. And NBA and NFL are going hallelujah, brothers.
Yeah. We're going to send you on an 18-hour flight. You can go play your NFL
They haven't
game.
sent us, poor 49ers and Rams. They're getting that one. I don't wish that trip on anybody.
Australia? That's the one, the slam you need to make, man.
That's not going to happen.
So instead of adding extra bye week, players will.
No, they are. They by the way, it's true. I think they are talking about a second bye week.
Yeah.
Which, hey, by the way, week off, those guys, that's 4 or 5 days off for them because that's in the contract. But the problem is if you're injured, you still have to be around getting treatment. And there are going to be a lot of dudes that are going to be getting treatment. They're going, he got 4 days off. How you doing? He goes, I'm in here getting friggin' treatment so I can get ready for the next game in a week and a half. How's that?
Can I blindside you with one here? This guy's asking, did you guys address what Le'Veon Bell said about Adam Gase?
Oh, no, we didn't, man.
These guys
forgot about that.
Way too much time on their hands at these podcasts.
Just
let it rip.
I did see the Le'Veon Bell stuff. I did. And by the way, I'm glad that guy brought it up. I am glad. Look, because I think they think when we don't talk about something, I did see it.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I know you're not scared to address it. Like the guy he texted in about it. So I just randomly brought it up to you here. I know we kind of talked about it, but
we've had a lot of players. Well, Jarvis Landry said he was a horrible coach. So those two together probably shouldn't be doing anything together, any kind of podcast, because it would be just kill Adam Gase. I get, and we've had a lot of guys say, hey, this guy's not a very good coach in their podcast. And the podcasts are for gripping and ripping since we got the Cadillac Championship here, But, yeah, man, he's claiming he saw him snorting coke more than once. Man, you better be right on that one. I don't know. I don't know enough legally about stuff, but that's pretty strong. Gase was great with us. Adam Gase was unbelievable with Bo and myself. Great. I mean, he was always had time to talk.
Yeah, he was great. I think everyone loved Adam.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
you guys
he was awesome.
He was great with you and Zach, and he was great with everybody. Yeah. So I don't know, but because I went around him in that situation, but man, coming out accusing a guy and saying I saw it. I'm not sure.
I find that hard to believe. Right?
Well, the other part is I'm not sure what Le'Veon Bell's getting out of it. Like
staying relevant.
You're the dumbass that left Pittsburgh to go there. You're the one that took the money to go to the Jets. What did you think was going to happen when you were there? Thought you were going to have 5 yards of carry? You didn't think it was going to go down to 3.5 yards per carry?
Isn't he a boxer now?
He did box for a while. Listen, Le'Veon exactly hasn't had the cleanest track record either, right? Then we have a little fun with him on a couple shows. Wasn't a couple girls. He said, I'm going to go work out.
Robbed,
I'll be back. And the girls go, oh, no, take your time on that workout. We'll just be here in bed waiting for you to come back. We'll go at it again. Came back, and I don't know, did they ever find those girls? I don't know, they find them later, running around the street trying to sell his watches and stuff down the street.
The case is still open, Joe.
But, yeah. I don't know. That's strong. That's a strong one. You start going there, I don't know. I don't know what to say because I never saw it. Never saw it. It's just weird how Le'Veon, what do you do? Walk into his office and go, Katya, what's that white stuff on your desk? Oh, look at that nose, homie. Getting a little high right now. I mean, he said he caught him more than once. And I'm like, first of all, who's around their coach or head coach enough to catch? Now, we did have an assistant coach that had a few bumps from time to time. One of the best offensive line coaches in football, actually. He's okay now. But that was a weird one, man. I saw that, and it was one that when I got it, Woody, I had to read it twice. He said what? He said he caught it. And didn't he said more than once?
Yes, I believe he did.
That's hard to believe is my thought. So off the top, who hangs around as a player? Maybe a quarterback would be the guy that has the most, and where your coach is the head coach and calling the plays. That might be a guy Tua going into Mike's office or something where those guys were really close until Tua backstabbed him when he left. But anyway, I wondered, where would a running back be going? Le'Veon didn't look like he was hanging around with coaches to open and go, caught you on a bump up here. Look at that. Look at that cocaine on that desk. Damn, what are you doing, man? That's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
Isn't it, Woody? I'm just I was like, let me think about this. I walk in Don Shula's office, open the door, unannounced, by the way, would never happen. There's no way that would happen to start to just go into his office. Yeah, that was a weird one, man.
The whole thing, I mean, it's just a total rip job.
Or was he coming in?
Ever.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys have done that. Guys have said that's the worst coach I've ever played for, and he didn't do this, he didn't do that.
That just screams disgruntled, though, man. I don't think Gase is a bad coach, but I think the guy knew his football stuff at the very least. But
it didn't go well here, and it did one year. Pittsburgh in the playoffs, one of our many first-round losses.
The best players in the world.
No.
And he certainly didn't have very good players with New York.
What do you think when he took that job?
I think he just took it because they offered it to him.
Well, he did. And by the way, it set him up pretty smart. I think he got 8 or 9 years of pay out of the Dolphins and the Jets.
Yeah.
He just stayed in Fort Lauderdale and said, hey, just keep them coming. I'm here in the Los Olas area. I'm fine. Let's do it. That was a weird one, though, man.
It was a very strange hire. That guy, the rival team, takes the guy that you fired.
It's crazy. Yeah, by the way, that is a bit of a dysfunctional move by the Jets to hire a guy that we let go. And they're going, now the Dolphins are dysfunctional too. That's why. We think he might be perfect for us.
I've seen the Dolphins and the Jets, by the way, are in a battle for the last place in the power rankings that everyone keeps putting out now. You see those post-draft power rankings? Have you seen any of those? People are ranking all the teams after their draft classes, and the Dolphins and the Jets they're in a dogfight for that last spot.
Well, listen, man, we might be down at the bottom. I mean, that's just a fact. We got a lot of young guys, man. This thing is
any chance they surprise people and have a fun, youthful team, or any of that
some
stuff
games and get better. But I don't know. I don't know where the talent pool.
Are they the worst team in football? Because that's where a lot of people have them.
They might be. I mean, you're going by record. Yeah, they might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, I do know this. So Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and Low T. I want to let you know right now, man, that if you're going through it out there, you do not have to. I want to let you know this about Atlantic Men's Clinic. If you're going through, your energy level is just not where it used to be, and everybody's telling you it's normal and this is just the way it is. And now you got ED and nothing's happening in the bedroom. Your sex drive is gone. I had them both happen to me, matter of fact. And what I did was I got so bad. I was so tired all the time. I said, well, I'm just going to take a few months here and get caught up on rest. But I was eating the same amount of food, throwing it down pretty good and doing a little drinking with it. And I got up to a nice, real comfortable 265. And I went, oh boy, this is not good. But this is what happens when you lose your energy. You have no motivation to work out and walk and stay active. And on the weekends, you're not doing anything. And yeah, it was bad. Even vacations, man. I wanted the laziest possible vacation. Thanks to Atlantic Men's Clinic 2 years ago, things changed for me. Everything from top to bottom, Atlantic Men's Clinic works. You go in there, you get your your PSA test done. Very professional staff come in, their pros meet with you, go over everything you're going through, look at the results, and put you on a plan that is going to give you great results. Knock out ED and low T real quickly. Get your numbers where they need to be for you to feel like you used to. How would you like to turn back the clock 15, 20 years? How would you like to feel like that? How would you like on a weekend and that wife of yours looking real good to get your sex drive back, huh? How does that sound? If that stuff all sounds great to you, you need to go to Atlantic Men's Clinic, set up that first appointment. Tell them I said to come on by, 877-455-7300. Set up the appointment. You will not be let down. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. Brand new one in Hollywood. That's 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com.
WQ
today, Woody. I mean, we are all over the place. Now, we're expecting John Eric Sullivan, Dolphins general manager, to join us at 8 o'clock, and Brian Geltzeiler is going to join us, Sirius XM NBA Radio at 8:40. And Joel Damon, PGA Tour golfer, is going to join us at 9 o'clock as he's in the tournament. And it's a good one, man. It's a good one. If you're in this one, there's no cut, and it's a $20 million purse for the players. Scotty Scheffler will be here, and a lot of the top players in the world. So anyway, should be. Rory's not here. I think, is Rory one of the most popular foreign players we have, I think, on tour? I think people really like Rory McIlroy. I do. I'm not saying that they're crazy about all of them, but I think most of those Irishmen are pretty good guys. They look like they'll go out and have a beer with you, have fun. I like those guys, man. I like it. And they don't look like they're working out all the time. Rory does, but some of the other guys, like to have a beer and go play out on the golf course or something. I kind of like that. So anyway, we got the Cadillac Championship at Doral, starts tomorrow. And we got F1 racing weekend coming up. It's finally here. I love that billboard, Woody. You see that when you drive by on the turnpike? It's got 2 days, man, 2 days till F1 racing starts here at Hard Rock Stadium. So we have that. Dan Radakovich, University of Miami, AD, is going to retire. Kind of leaked out, I guess, what did Barry Jackson had that last week or something that looked like Dan Radakovich was going to be retiring at age 67, still a young man. And so we'll see what happens with who's going to take that job, on who might get that job, and what the University of Miami decides to do. Things are in pretty good shape there right now, man. They got a lot of new stuff they're building for the athletic. Hey, man, not too many years ago, we were sitting here going, are they going to get serious about it? Remember when everybody was coming out, like in college, I think Kirk Herbstreit, like, hey, UM's got to decide, are they going to do this? Are they going to play the game the way it's being played right now and spend money? Or are they just going to go down this middle of the pack, just an average college football team? And President Joe heard it and said, hey, man, we got to do something about this. We got to jump in. And they have in a big, big way, and we've already seen it pay off in football, getting to the national championship game and losing on a last drive, not just getting there, but playing an Indiana team. And then we saw what happened in basketball as well. So some really good stories with the program.
Oh, they're on a hot streak, man, with the hiring over there, huh?
Yeah, no, good hires.
Joe's got the magic touch with these coaches.
Hey, listen, man, it's got to be the right guy in today's world, because the old guy, you can't last anymore. I'm sorry. You got to love recruiting. You got to kiss more rear end right now to keep guys around. Everybody's a 1-year free agent. It's not easy. I heard, hey, our head coach said it wasn't for me. I wanted to be a coach and coach these young kids, young guys.
We lost a lot of good coaches to NIL.
That
good
first year at the ACC, we had 3 coaches come up, and it was just getting ready. That was just, the word had just come out. Everybody's getting paid. And those guys all saw where it was going, Woody. Those guys were like you. They went, holy crap, this is about ready to explode. And we've seen it. We only talk about the quarterbacks, but I got news for you. There's a lot of millionaires running around in college football and basketball right now. There is a lot of millionaires. And in some cases, teenage. Think about this, Woody. Teenage millionaires. How about that? What were you thinking about when you were 18 or 19? Malachi Toney is making a lot of money right now. Woody.
Malachi Toney's also much different than the average college student, though.
No. I know, but he's still mature. Like, I'm talking about financial maturity of, like, all right, what are you going to do with your money and how are you going to handle it? You got to pay taxes. And
when I was 18 in college, I was, figuring out who was going to buy beer.
I know what I was thinking about at 18. It was what didn't happen in hie school is what I was thinking about. Yeah, the drought. I wanted to stop.
Yeah, but you ended it in college. You did good, right?
I don't know. I don't want to get into all that. I mean,
You did all right.
I tried.
Yeah. A for effort.
Hey, listen, I got to be honest. I'm never going around telling everybody I was the best looking dude around. I'm not that stupid. And I had this huge gap that never fixed when I was a kid, and it was.
You've aged well, though.
No, the
right.
gap really affected things. So I was like, I don't know why I didn't get that damn gap fixed earlier. But yeah, that thing. I had the one eyebrow, which I've opened up since. And found out that wasn't. And my teammates, they used to just crush me when I was around. Anyway, hey Woody, besides all that other stuff and college sports and what has taken place, which by the way I never saw coming, the amount of money. Did you see what the Michigan basketball team, the one that they went out, they go, hey, whatever it takes, we want it. We're going to get it. But if you're not playing the game now, Woody, is it possible? If you're not active in the transfer portal, number one, ask Clemson, I don't think you have a shot to win. I don't think you have a shot to get there. Now, the schools that get a lot of five-star guys, but they're still bringing in transfer portal guys too.
So I also think now you're going to get less competition from the, if you want to go to the basketball front, like you're going to get less competition, I think, from the mid-majors, right, and the lower tier schools. Look at my school in Tampa as an example, right? The coach goes and he's screaming about, guys taking his
made
players.
A damn fool how he's going to go after everybody who was trying to steal his players.
He leaves.
Yeah.
And the entire team left. Not one player stayed. The entire team left.
Yeah.
So,
who'd we just see in the SEC? Their whole basketball team left. Was that Georgia? Somebody had their whole Tennessee.
Those are all one and done teams.
Oh my God, those guys are like, nah, we're going. Hey, I had a good year. My ass going to go make more money somewhere else.
I mean, look, the coaches have always been able to just up and leave, right? It was the players who used to be locked in with all these restrictions. But there's, I don't know, Joe, what is there, 25, 30 teams that can compete nowadays? Realistically compete? Because if you're not going to spend with these guys, then you're not going to compete anymore. That's how it's going to go.
Well, I would like to think that
there's no more beating guys out in recruiting or any of that stuff. It's who pays more. All things are equal now.
Yeah, but guys still are beating other teams out because at some point the money's about the same and it's a lot.
Yes.
These 5-star tackles that are going on. I'll tell you, let me give you a great example. St. Thomas got the number one offensive tackle in the country for next year.
Mm-hmm.
In the country. Some think he's the number one prospect at St. Thomas Aquinas. What kind of offers do you think he's getting? Now, Miami's in there with him, but they could lose out because there's a lot of money in Texas. Now, he's got to decide, do I want to stay closer to home? Or,
well, that's the problem. Doesn't someone got outbid, right?
Then you got to go. So after the money, because of this, then you go, okay, the money's real close here. Now I got to decide because I want to get to the pros. That's still the goal. It's not to see how much I can just make in college, which is important. But now you're going, who's my coach? Who's my offensive line coach going to be? Who's got a good track record with offensive linemen? And all those type of things.
The problem is all those schools do. They all do, Joe. They all pump out NFL talent and have great, top tier coaches and
that's right,
and all that stuff. So I've been telling you this from the beginning. I think the money is going to be the difference. A lot of things are equal at these schools. They just is. And if a school's going to offer you more money or give you a better deal of some kind, wouldn't you take the money?
I would just say, and I still think there's guys who want to stay home. There are guys who want to stay home.
Depends how much more money they're offering you to leave.
I think, no, you're right. But I think a lot of guys, as long as it's close, want to stay home.
Yeah, if all things are close, then yes, maybe. But
so I don't know. But I just want to give everybody, I don't have his name off the top there. If somebody has and wants to send it in on the text machine. But yeah, I just found out. People followed this, have known for a while, but he's one of the top offensive tackle in high school for this year. And one of the top 2 or 3 guys in the country at any position. So he's going to be so all the big guys are going after him, including A&M and Texas. Going to be all over trying to get him. So
Can I ask you an unrelated question? Texter wants to know if Neil Rogers was responsible for you getting your gap fixed.
No. I could tell you who it is.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ambush you with that question, but somebody asked.
No, it's Dan Marino.
Really?
It was.
How'd that? Did he pay for
He
the
goes,
treatment
bro.
or something?
No. It wasn't a big deal to bond them together. It was not. It was like could have been done when I was like 18. I don't
know if they had to bring like the jaws of life in there to.
No. You could have kicked the field goal through the.
I've seen the
uprights.
pictures. Yeah, people sent the pictures.
So
that's okay.
No, it was huge, and so he tells me. I tell him all the time, man. I thank him. He's the one.
Okay,
he's the one.
And I don't like doing this, but I have to relay the will of the people here. The eyebrow thing. What's up with the eyebrow thing?
So the eyebrow I did have. They were connected, and they gave me a Russian name. My teammates, and I just said,
they gave you what?
I just said I'm going to divide them up.
Mm-hmm.
There will no longer be a bridge, and I did away with the gap, most of it. I got a little bit.
But see, that's a mistake though, because look at it. Anthony Davis has made a living off of that thing.
Which one?
The brow. The brow.
Oh,
yeah.
The brow. Yeah.
Like you would have been.
I know, but I had the gap and the brow. Nobody wants to be the gap and the brow. Gap man, come here.
I think that's a lot of sponsorship right there.
Did
you have the Gap? Was that a clothing store when you were playing?
Let me tell you something, man. And the guys on your team, they are mean-spirited human beings.
Yeah, I know. You guys were rough.
The guys are mean-spirited. No matter what you were going through, everybody knew about everything that was going on in everybody's life, and it was a mean group. Like one day they didn't have a field goal post, and those guys go, "Hey, bro, would you mind going and standing in the end zone?" And I thought, what are you talking about? They go, we're going to, through that gap you have, we're going to kick field goals and see who's the most accurate. I go, man, that's mean. Bro, that's wrong right there. That was mean-spirited. Hey, Woody,
His name is Mark Matthews, by the way, Joe. Sorry to
Mark
interrupt
Matthews,
you.
it is.
Yeah,
Thank
Mark
you.
Matthews.
Thank you. That is the name. Thank you.
Someone said word is he's going to Texas A&M. Miami's offering more, but he just wants to leave town.
That could be.
Not sure.
I think that could be. I mean, I don't know if he's going to stay or not. Never count out Mario Cristobal ever. But I don't know. Hope he stays. Hope he doesn't become an ag kid in Texas. But there are guys who want to leave home too, man. That's part of it too nowadays.
Well, if they want to lose early in the playoffs, you go to Texas A&M.
We got to start having everybody work on the poor kid. Through the years, I've seen all the guys. Who was it? It was a wide receiver from Gulliver who the fans started sending him stuff. And it was so mean that his father said, there's no way we're going to play. Like, if you don't come play for us, because you're scared. And the guy just said, that's it. My kid's not going there.
Well, now it gets vicious.
I'm done. It's mean.
Media.
It's mean out there.
It is mean out
there.
Oh,
you're not staying at our school and you're our number one guy? He's probably, I don't want to do that to him. Put too much money in that St. Thomas Aquinas school with the 4 children. Hey, right now I want to talk to you about Baptist Health South Florida and a great sports medicine program. They have put together one of the best in the business, man. One of the best. And people ask me every day, where do the pros go when they get injured? Everybody wants to go where $1 million athletes are going, college athletes are going, high school athletes are going. Enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins. All trust those great doctors at Baptist Health South Florida. How do you become a top sports medicine program? You go out and you get the best specialist in the business for every part of the body. And you got to have it all covered, man. You got to have it from top to bottom, and they do, boy. Knee doctor, shoulder, foot and ankle, hand specialist, back specialist, hip and knee replacement, Achilles. They cover everything. Any kind of injury you and your family have had, and you know how this works. The good news is we're all love playing and competing. The bad news is sooner or later you get injured. It's just a matter of when. It's going to happen. And it is nice to have Baptist Health South Florida in the sports medicine program with great facilities like Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility, and 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. Just visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One goal every day. It's about getting you back out playing the sports you love the most.
All right, Joe.
What do you have for us today?
We actually had some good ones in the NBA last night. I just want to get your take on a few of these here. So the Sixers, Joel Embiid, who is as good as any player in that league when he's healthy.
Yeah, been healthy for a long time.
I know, and he actually got hurt last night, but came back in. He hurt his knee, left to go to the
Always
locker room, came back. Yeah, but again, he didn't look good as good as anyone in that league. He's unstoppable. The Sixers came back, beat the Celtics 113-97.
In Boston. Damn.
Yeah, and now that series heading back to Philly for a game 6. You got a game 6 in this Knicks series. Knicks pounded the Hawks last night, won that game by
Brunson
30.
had a great game.
Brunson did. He had 39. So you got that one heading back to Atlanta with the Hawks a chance to force a game 7.
Good series, man.
And then the Spurs, talk about a team that looks good right now. The Spurs beat up on Portland once again, 114-95.
They closed that one out. Yeah, that's it for that one. And how about this Orlando up 3-1 on the Pistons? What happened to the Pistons?
So, well, I don't think the Pistons were good to begin with, but
well, you think that was just accident? They had the best record.
Some teams try harder than others in the regular season.
Oh, okay, that's your take.
But anyway, that game is tonight. Detroit's favored by 9.5 points. Do you think the Magic have a shot tonight? Close it out?
I think they got their confidence now, man. I'd be concerned.
I agree with you on that one.
They're playing really. All the horses are finally looking like horses. They changed coaches and they're a different team.
Cavs and the Raptors tonight. They're in a game 5, tied at 2.
Got great series going on.
And then the Lakers trying to close out the Rockets in the late night game tonight.
Kevin Durant out again tonight. I think I see Kevin Durant's gonna.
Doesn't matter.
Miss another one. Oh, he's gonna get blasted. Yes, LeBron. We should be talking about LeBron and what he's doing. Which problem is, I have noticed with LeBron and other athletes, if they don't like him, no matter what they do, people just don't like him. It's too bad because what he's doing at 41 years old is
probably never going to
see
that again.
Amazing. With, by the way, the other two guys, although it looks like he could be getting one of his guys back, but he's been the third guy of the three, and he just stepped it up, man. Got everybody playing great on that team.
All right, Joe, back to the NFL here. Are you buying this whole the Rams quarterback Ty Simpson saying that he had a secret meeting with Sean McVay before the draft? They talked for hours and hours.
I think
Talk had
everybody is lying about everything with that story.
Because Sean McVay he was visibly irritated.
And now he came back after somebody said, hey, you might want to cool down. It was a terrible look what you did. You flat out looked like you didn't want the kid. And
yeah,
it was like Matthew Stafford goes, are you kidding, bro? You just Aaron Rodgered me is what you did. You just did the same thing they did to Aaron Rodgers. We got a quarterback, and I'm the MVP. Why? We are so close to beating Seattle, and we would have won the whole thing. We're a lot better than the Patriots. And you decide to get a backup quarterback that's played like 15 games? Yeah, I think there's a lot of lying going on there.
Yeah.
I like a lot of fibbing going on with that whole story. By the way, it's been a story for 2 days, though, right? He was a story going into the first round of the draft, and he is the story coming out. He went a lot higher than a lot of people thought. I don't think a lot of people thought a team that's ready to win right there for a chance to win a Super Bowl again with the Rams. Guy just throws 48 touchdowns in the regular season, and you decide to bring him in, get him ready. I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Let's play a little clip here, Joe. We know Cooper Flagg won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
This is Carmelo Anthony on whatever studio show he's on now for the NBA playoffs. And here's his take on Cooper Flagg.
We had something special in Cooper Flagg, and we're starting to see that.
Shout out to Nico Harrison, man. It's for seeing this right here, for understanding this vision. Whatever happened, how it happened, Dallas got something back, in that. They got the number 1 pick. They got a rookie who led the squad in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. Yeah. Like you said, MJ is the only person to ever do that. So you start talking about Cooper's ceiling and a young face of this league in this NBA, it's Cooper Flagg. So congratulations to Cooper.
Yeah, all right.
Congratulations to Nico. He had a vision, Joe.
Had a vision before he got fired?
Yeah, this was his vision. By the way, the Mavs lucked into that pick.
Go ahead.
It was the no-brainer pick. I'm not going to say it was rigged, but it seems like it was.
What they have? What was the chance? 1%? They didn't get the 1%.
No, I don't think it was 1, but it was low. It was really low.
I think he's going to be
they said
real,
maybe, hey,
real soon.
Why don't you send this guy over to L.A. so you can play with LeBron, and we'll take care of you on the back end here. Anyway, we had another incident on an airplane here, Joe. This is a Delta Airlines flight that was supposed to depart out of Miami, and you know how they walk around the aisles. They tell you get off your phone before the flight takes off.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
standard operating
Yeah.
procedure. So this guy said no. He would not get off of his call. So now they had to delay the plane and escort this gentleman off, and it's a whole ordeal. But
so did he get kicked off the plane, or they let him back on, or what did it say in the story?
No, once you're off, you're off. There's no do-overs.
So you're getting ready to go, and you want to go through all that to make a point that you're going to break a rule.
They delay the flight for an hour because of you. I mean, again, if this is not, I don't know, maybe life is harsh, but you should not be part of society anymore. You just shouldn't be. Like, you're not a functioning member of society if you behave this way.
I just wish everybody take patience pills when they jump on the plane, man. I don't care which airline you like the best or what you think's the best to wherever you need to get to. But I've been doing this Sacramento trip either through Denver or through Dallas.
You've had rough luck with some of them.
And some of them have been rough,
Yeah.
and I just want it to go smoothly. And the last thing I need, the planes have enough problems of their own, and the pilots being on time and got to jump from one plane to the next because of delays. Last thing I really want to deal with is some ass clown on an airplane screwing up a flight. Last thing you want, right? That's it.
I don't know. Might be worse. I'm watching a video of a Yankee fan taunting some Rangers fans in the outfield here at a game in Texas, and he just got
pounded.
Oh yeah, he actually ends up like 4 rows down. There's no one there. I mean, it's like pretty empty, so he ends up like falling 4 rows forward after they punch him.
I just don't understand why anybody would want to go to a game and get kicked out of a game for fighting. I've never been able to understand that. A lot of times when you get kicked out and they got that video, they got video every seat in the house, and you get caught and they tell you, hey, by the way, we're going to kick you out and don't come back ever. You're now on that. Why?
Baseball just doesn't inspire violence though. Like
it does if you've seen those Dodger games.
Man, baseball's just, it's a peaceful sport. Like, I get football. I get the fans they're drinking and they're jacked up, and it's,
I got to tell you, the rivalry, I don't want to speak for the East Coast, but the rivalry with the Padres, the Giants, and the Dodgers has been around long before you were born, Woody. And there's just bad blood. And it's not even with the players on the field now. It's with those fan bases that have been around for a while. It's just really, really bad. All right, Wood. Hey, man, hopefully we got John Eric Sullivan, Dolphins general manager, going to join us here in just a few minutes, and we'll talk to him. Now he's had a chance to kind of digest everything and putting this 90-man roster together. I think it's at like 83 or 84 right now. But anyway, we'll talk to him, get caught up with the new GM in just a moment. But first, I want to talk to you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage, man. Oh, Lord. That man helps you get a mortgage, gets you the best rates, does it about half the time of the big banks. He's got a lot of great programs. First-time home buyers, he's going to get you really good rates, very little money down to help you speed up that process and get that dream come true, that first home. He can do that for you. Hey, reverse mortgages are more popular than ever. If you and your spouse are 62 or older, you qualify. You're sitting there, you've been in that home forever. You got all that equity, and you could really use that money here now that you're in your 60s. Call Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. It really is. And people, I just say, Michael Kotze's just, no matter what it is you're looking for, upside down in a condo right now, high insurance rates are killing you. HOA fees have gone up again, and you're living on a credit card, 18, 19%. You can't go on like that. Let Michael Kotze come in and really relieve all that money stress that you're going through. He can do it. Debt consolidation in general. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. That man has no life. He's always working 7 days a week. Call or text him, 561-441-2730. 441-2730, MLS 166254. Rates and terms are subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender. 30 years in the business. Go to Google reviews on the web. Choice Mortgage Reviews. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage.
to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less your pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Marlins, who held on to beat the Dodgers by a final of 2-1. The teams will meet for the rubber match this afternoon with the first pitch at 3:10 from Dodger Stadium, and the game can be heard on 560 AM. And in college hoops, ESPN is reporting that the NCAA has initiated the final steps to expanding the men's and women's tournaments to 76 teams. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control.
It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 440 Wilmington, Hollywood, and Sheridan, ToyotaofHollywood.com. Joe.
All right, and just as the Miami Dolphins always say, man, he was right on time. The general manager of the Miami Dolphins, John Eric Sullivan, joins us. Sully, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great, and I got to start. Now you've had a few days to kind of digest the draft and free agency with both veterans and rookies. I always wonder. So now you kind of look back and probably look at everything. What are your thoughts as you kind of put this thing together for now? And I know it's not a done product, but with the 80-something players you have.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I was really fired up about what we did last weekend. I think we added a really good group to the mix of what we already had, kind of laying the foundation for the future. I think we got a lot of really good football players on this team. I think it's going to be competitive. And to your point, we're just getting started. We will continue to churn the roster to find the right guys through the 53 cut down and practice squad steals and then free agency next year and the next year's draft. So we're just getting started, but I like what we've done to this point, and I'm excited about the future.
Do you see any possibility between now and the start of summer camp of adding veterans that are still out there that haven't been picked up? There could be some guys that you're looking at or not.
Yeah, I mean, to be perfectly transparent with you, I don't know big ticket items. We're just not in a situation where we can do that. We've tried to, you know, after we did Malik, we've tried to remain disciplined in how we were going about our business so that we could get back into a healthy spot within the salary cap. So, I mean, we may add a vet here and there, but it's not going to be anything, you know, that jumps out to people, you know, it'd be to plug a hole and probably more depth than anything else.
Hey, before we get into your draft, I always wondered, you're sitting there. We knew Mendoza was going number one. It was no secret. Hell, they wasted about 5 or 6 minutes of our time just to kind of get it rolling there. But 2 through 10, I always wonder, you got to know, did you have a pretty good idea who everybody was going to take, or did you even get a little surprised at all?
No, you know, you have a pretty good idea of the top 10, even really the top 15. Obviously, the farther down the ladder you go, the more unpredictable it becomes. But you have a pretty good idea of the top 10 to 15 players that are going to go. And usually, you know, really the top 10, for the most part, where guys are going to slide. I mean, there weren't any huge surprises.
Hey, so Caden Proctor, your first pick. I was there at the draft party, the one in Fort Lauderdale, and we're sitting there. Patrick Paul was with us, and, you know, we're all sitting there as fans trying to figure out what's going to happen. And, you know, Caden Proctor wasn't really on the mock draft stuff. And, you know, that's what we work off there. Solely. That's the deal. And so you get this big guy and, you know, Ruben's sitting there and the UM fans, and he's a Miami kid. I just going through that. I know you can't take that into consideration. You got to stick with what you want. Were you going to stick offensive guard? Was that kind of the plan there in that first pick overall?
No, we were going to deem we were going to pick who we deemed the best player available. And I said yesterday, and I'll say it again, I'm a huge fan of Ruben Bain. The guy's going to be a really good player in this league, and he had a great college career. And there's not a lot to not like when it comes to Ruben Bain. But Caden Proctor was our guy all along. We felt like he was a rare, unique talent, a man that size with the athletic ability that he has and then the versatility he brought. We were very much in alignment throughout the building, and that was my guy. And if he was there, I was going to take him. We invested in Malik. We needed to kind of fortify the offensive line. We're really excited about Caden with the combination of Brew and Paul and Jonah taking a step and then Austin coming back. So we feel like we, not only plugged a hole, but we did it with what we deemed the best player available.
Yeah, you have a feel. I know where you want him long-term, but short-term because of the two veterans you just mentioned in Paul and Jackson. Is there a chance? I know everybody's going, well, he could be a left guard. He could be the right guard. No, he might go to tackle and move Austin inside. You got an idea what you and your head coach are thinking right now for he'll start at for mini camps?
Yeah, so he'll do a little bit of both just because we always like to cross-train, whether you're talking about a nickel safety or a guard tackle or a guard center. We like to cross-train guys so they line up in different spots. But I think probably day one, I think he's probably lining up at left guard, you know what I mean? And we're going to kind of fortify and we'll move Jonah to the right side and off we go.
Wow.
But it's moving pieces all the time. And really we want to play with a couple different things to get the best five out there. But I think if you pressed me on it, that's probably what it looks like day one. And then we'll see where we go from there.
Hey, I like pressing you. That was a good press job right there. I love Sawyer, by the way, too. You got from the Chargers. I love that pickup. I really did. I know you're limited on money, but getting him here, I thought really adds depth to this team.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. We're excited about him. He's a big man, and he's played a lot of NFL football, and he provides another piece, depth, and again, just makes that room more competitive. So we're excited to get him as well.
All right, so I got to ask you about this for the weight issue stuff, and everybody's like, he's really good, but how do we keep the weight down? The coaches can't be with him all the time and all that stuff. And is he going to care enough? And I know you guys have had those conversations with him. Just your thoughts on his weight and keeping it down with the potential of just how good this guy can be.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he sat on my couch and we had a lot of conversations, and he didn't hide from any of it. And his conviction on the things that he needs to do to be the best football player that he can be is what rang loud and clear to me on his 30 visit. And it wasn't just a 30 visit. It was the combine time that we spent together. And obviously we had a lot of conversations with people at Alabama who were around him every day. And it was very apparent to us that this kid is prideful. He's competitive. He's about his business. He's a big man, but what people don't understand, I mean, he's got 271 pounds of lean muscle mass. He's never going to be little. He's 20 years old, and he like all of us, at 18 and 19, has learned lessons, and he's turning corners, and he's growing as a young man. He's growing as a professional athlete, and we felt very good about where he is today and where he's going in the future. He doesn't want to go back to that. That was what he indicated to me time and time again. Like, hey, I got heavy. I felt it. I wasn't myself athletically, and I'm not ever going back there. And it was, then the people that were around him every day, doubled down on that. And it's people that we trust and are good at what they do. And we felt good about it. You're only as good as the information that you have, but we felt like the talent was rare. We felt like the person was right, and we felt like his work ethic and the things that he needs to do and will continue to need to do will be on point.
Sully, I love the fact you guys been talking about. Let's give Malik Willis some help around him, and that was one of the pieces. The other one is you went out and got a couple of big receivers, a 6'4" and a 6'2" guy, and you got him earlier in the draft. You talked about how important those first 3 rounds were, and I'm just curious. Do you have enough now? Do you feel good about you have enough for Malik to have success, especially in the passing game now?
Yeah, I certainly feel like we've helped our group. I'm a big fan of Malik Washington. He's a good football player. And then I think it was good. Bell, I think his talent is through the roof. It may be a minute before, he's obviously coming off an injury. Right. We want to make sure that we handle that the right way, so we have him long term, and we have a healthy version of him, because I think he's got a chance to be a difference maker when he's out there. And then we were a big fan of Douglas. Douglas is he's unique in the sense that he's a 6'3" and change body type, long limbed, but he can drop his weight. He can get lateral. He can get in and out of cuts. He's got really quick feet. We felt like he had a lot. We felt like he had upside. He was not as good as he's going to be, and everybody's approach to the draft is different. If I can help it, I like to take guys that I feel like their best balls in front of them, and I feel like his best ball's in front of him. So he's a great kid. He works. So we felt like the addition of those guys, and then Kaczmarek, obviously, he's known as a elite blocker, but he can go catch it, and he'll help Dulcich in that group in there with Ben Sims, and then we like Traore. Traore's got a ton of athletic traits and a lot of upside as a pass catcher. He's got to develop,
Right.
But we felt like you can't fix it all in one weekend, and we all know that.
Yeah.
But we feel really good about what we added to our team, and I'll say this about the guys that have been here. I know on paper people aren't giving them a whole lot of credit and don't expect us to do much, but these guys are working. I think we have some undervalued football players that were already in this building, and they're hard at work, and I think they're eager to prove their worth to the football world, and we'll see where it all goes. I'm certainly not here to make any predictions, but I think we're heading in the right direction.
I'll tell you one thing, Sully, it sure feels like there's going to be a lot of competition out there. A lot of times you say it and you're going, what are you talking about? That veteran's back. I know what he makes. That guy, I know he's playing. This thing looks like it's got a lot of competition for not only first down, but third down packages, early down packages, and the whole situation. By the way, I got to ask you this one. So you're going through this draft and you're trying to get the best players you can, and you were very clear about that. And also you had position needs. You had some positions that were empty, basically. How do you think you did overall trying to fill them in? And you can't get quality, like top-notch players at every position, but how do you think you did overall at those 4 or 5 areas? I know cover corner, you got a really good player early in the draft, and pass rushers, people are still wondering about there, and if you have enough. But how do you look at it?
Yeah, I mean, again, I wish you could get 5 for 1. You only get one player with each pick, and again, you just can't address it all. But I really do. This is not just lip service. I feel really good about what we did. We added a big offensive lineman that can play 4 spots. So again, it's inevitable you're going to have injuries. So we love the fact that Caden can play left tackle, right tackle, both guard spots.
Yeah.
We like the fact that these receivers that Douglas can line up outside, inside, as can Coleman. Bell's big, strong, powerful playmaker that when he gets back, in time, again, I don't want to put that on him this year because we need to get him healthy and make sure but I feel like in time, that guy can tilt the field for you, and then, I like some of these guys that we drafted later on. Lewis is another very versatile player who fills a big nickel role. You can play Chris Johnson in there when you're in true nickel. You can play Chris at nickel. Other downs, he can play outside at corner. You can put Lewis at the big nickel, a lot like we use Javon Bullard in Green Bay. And then he can slide into the Will backer and sub. We got a lot of really good football players that are multiple and can do different things with, when you have a roster that needs a lot of different fixes, if you will, to have players that are versatile like that, it allows you to kind of patch holes, multiple holes with one guy, if you will. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, no question. By the way, you got me going on talking about Bell and how good he was. That game he had against University of Miami was unbelievable. And the upset where Louisville beat UM down here at Hard Rock Stadium. You're right. Just a big, strong guy. Looks like he can really go. So I haven't had a chance to talk to you, just going back, and I lost sympathy for the situation you came into because we've never done this before with such a large amount of dead money. You obviously knew what you were getting into. Was it even more difficult working around it when you go, hey, I kind of like this guy, and everybody goes, nah, we ain't got the money for that one. We're gonna have to hold off on. What was that like coming into that situation? It was a record amount of money, and everybody's aware we had to clean the books a little bit. But what was it like for you? You're the guy that had to get it worked out.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about ownership. They understood where we were. They're very in tune with where we were, where we are, and where we're going, and the time that it will take, to kind of get on the other side of that. Brandon Shore, who I work, in unison with, has been awesome. We're in lockstep. We're aligned. I knew what I was getting into. I do think when you jump into a situation like that, it's obviously it's unique. You have to move with a discipline that maybe is hard to do over time. But in order for us to get on the other side of this, we had to do things a certain way. Having said that, what it allowed us to do was sign a bunch of minimum guys.
Yeah.
And these minimum guys, look, they all feel like they're better players than what a minimum guy would typically be, and they're trying to get back to the table. So they're chasing the carrot, right? And I said this in a post draft press conference, and that breeds competition. They're chasing something. Half and I'm a first time GM. He's a first time head coach. We're chasing something. We're eager to prove that we're worth the chairs that we're sitting in. We got a bunch of rookies that are coming through the door that want to prove they belong in this league. And maybe I'm hoping against hope. We'll see. Time will tell. But I do think when you got a bunch of people that are eager to prove something, you can go accomplish maybe what other people don't think you can.
Yeah. Hey, I really appreciate the time, Sully. I really do. John Eric Sullivan joining us, Finn's general manager. I thank you for finding time. I know you must have been thinking, am I going to have to go through all this crap again and talk about this? But I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on, and we'll do it again. Thanks a lot. Y'all have a great day.
All right, you too. John Eric Sullivan, Finn's general manager, joining us to talk a little bit about his team, and you could see that he's pretty jacked up. All right, hey, Recovery Unplugged. Let's talk about this amazing facility they have that's helped so many men and women going through mental health needs right now. And, boy, Dr. Barry, I went over there and spent a couple hours over there. Just fantastic in Fort Lauderdale. Unbelievable just to see it, and incredible. And if you need a fresh start and you're struggling a little bit in your life, and listen, it happens to us. It just does. We get off the road and things happen in our life, in marriage and jobs, and we just get sidetracked and we need help. We need help, and people around us are telling us we need help. And at some point you finally go, I've hit rock bottom. I need some help. And if you're going through that and your mental health needs a big comeback, well, Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health is here to help you with a beautiful mental health residential program right here in Fort Lauderdale. They've helped over 20,000 people nationwide with expert care, music-based healing, and innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. Make this the year you put yourself first. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. New year, new you. Recovery Unplugged. Heal out loud.
WQAM invites you to
in the interview from back here. Just so you know, there's 3 of us back here today. So
I thought John Eric Sullivan was really good. I thought I came in.
No, he's an A+. I'm talking about you.
No, I was
your work on
I
the
was
interview.
a little bit like my grade, C-, D+.
No. B+ is good, man.
Just a tad under 2.
A B+ is like
What is that? Tad under
similar to an A-.
2-point GPA. Just
I think
one.
B+ and A- are the same amount of points towards the GPA, right?
You taking a shot a little bit though? Where is this?
No.
You taking a little shot?
I just think we should be grading stuff more often.
How are you going to grade? All right. We got Brian Keltzer, Sirius XM NBA Radio's going to join us coming up at
Gelty's an A.
8:40. Gelty's A.
He usually brings it pretty strong.
Gelty does bring
A
it,
for
man.
effort, for
He
sure.
does. He gets after it. So
I am intrigued to hear his thoughts on this Riley.
I am too.
Deal. Yeah.
Now he's a Riley guy.
Everyone is, man. Who isn't a Riley guy?
You keep saying
young
that.
guy. All right, maybe guys that are really, really
young guys. He's got to stop. He's had it. The game has passed him by.
Mm-hmm.
Most decorated cat, one of the most decorated guys in the history of the NBA.
And I get the whole game has passed him by thing, because you were talking about it earlier with the college basketball coaches, but I don't think the NBA has changed that much. I think he's still running. It's the same business.
No, I disagree.
It's the same business of bringing in. You want to bring in the great players. That's it. That's all he does.
I know for a fact. Spo goes, Pat, we can't practice like you used to practice.
Oh, that part of it, yeah.
Well, that's part of it. That's
that
a big part of it. Remember when Charles Barkley came out and goes, man, I'd never go to Miami. They practice way too hard. Everybody knows about their practices. Remember how about that? About guys coming to alcohol in their breath. He'd send them home. And they were championship players. He'd send them home. You go, vodka on your breath, get out of here. They still won.
Mm-hmm.
They still did a lot of winning. I don't know what the hell they were doing. That goes back to old Channing. I can't help but always think about Channing. Like, hey, we had some wild mofos, but you didn't worry about them on Sunday. You know, I talked to Clayton about that Sunday night. Mark Clayton was in town for the golf tournament. And I said, Clayton, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I said we had some wild dudes on our team that enjoyed life that you never worried about on Sunday, and you were the president of the club. He laughed. He goes, okay. Yeah, we had fun. Yeah, man. But anyway, so John Eric Sullivan, appreciate him coming on to talk. And by the way, one thing I did get out of it that for everybody that's going to be going out there, might be watching when it's time, it looks like Caden Proctor, first pick, is going to line up at left guard to start with next to Patrick Paul and Aaron Brewer at center. And Savaianaya is going back on the right side where he did not play at all last year. He was a left guard the whole year. He'll go to the right, and then Austin Jackson will go to the right tackle position. And that's where they're going to start it. And we'll see how that goes. I thought the weight issue stuff was great, and the belief, and that was his guy all along, man. And I know no matter what John Eric Sullivan, because when he was saying that, I could feel some of you going, wait a second, what if Maui Noah would have been there? Francis Maui Noah would have been there. Would he have been the guy? I'm guessing John Eric Sullivan, I don't know, that's a great question, to be honest. By the way, did you notice all 3 guys, the first 3 offensive linemen taken, all guard tackles? All guard tackles. And they're saying, by the way, Maui Noah is most likely going to start at guard his first year before he's going to move out. And Fano, also from Utah, who was the first lineman taken, might line up at tackle. They said he might start at left tackle right off the bat.
Yeah, I saw Maui Noah almost didn't end up with New York. It looked like a few teams were trying to trade up that last second there.
Oh, yeah, man. When those guys didn't start, first 7 or 8 picks were not offensive linemen, and yet 9 went in the first round, just to give you after that. Once they started coming with him, those 3, bam, and then they're off and running. They were grabbing guards and tackles and the whole works there. But anyway, we're going to flip it over here to little Pat Riley talk and playoff talk. Woody, do you? Oklahoma City, clearly the best player, best team. They have the best player, best team right now.
I don't know. That Spurs team is pretty feisty. They look really tough.
They do.
You know, they don't have the experience that OKC has, so I think you give OKC the nod because of that. Although this Lakers story is pretty cool. It'd be a lot of fun to see them make a run.
He's got to have both guys with him.
Yeah,
They're not going to play Houston.
I'm with you. And then the East, I mean, I guess the East is the Celtics right now, right? Their conference to lose.
They got 2 losses, Woody.
I know, but the Pistons are cooked. And even if the Pistons some
Game
way
6
get out of that
Game
thing,
6 going back to Philly.
I know. But you just think like Tatum, Brown, Vucevic over there, like you think that would be the group, but I don't know who else. You like the Knicks?
I don't know. I'm watching that game.
The Knicks don't look great.
I'm watching Boston last night. It's like 76-70. I think it's the last thing I saw before my eyes.
They got blown out. They got
killed.
They got crushed in the fourth. Yeah. It was a terrible fourth quarter for them. But I just think you give the nod to Boston right now, and OKC is a slight nod in the West, and
Boston
that could be your finals.
Boston can live with threes and beat anybody, and when they're cold.
Yeah, I just don't know who's going to beat Tatum and Brown a 7-game series out of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. This Tatum.
Although Philly might do it, who knows? But
I don't. Hey,
problem with Philly is if Embiid plays and stays healthy, he is unstoppable. Like they did not have an answer for him last night. Guy does everything. He step out, he can shoot, he gets to the basket. Like
he can.
There's really no answer for him.
Except
he just gets hurt.
It's funny though. He's still not moving like.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't move great, but
I give him credit. He's still playing.
He's still unstoppable.
Still playing, and you just know he's bone on bone. Those knees got to hurt when he goes and ices those bad boys. They must be talking to him. They must be talking to him. They're hurt so much.
Yeah, Maxey over there. You got Paul George over there. I mean, it's not a bad team either. By any stretch,
I'm with you. No, it's good stuff. Hey, and the other one that Atlanta and New York series is Brunson. Went off last night. He just took that game over. But this thing's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see what happens. And by the way, Minnesota was looking like they were just gonna knock Denver out, and they get 2 players out now. So it'll be fun. We'll anyway, we're gonna be talking to Keltzer about all that stuff. By the way, Cadillac Championship at Doral starts tomorrow, and F1 racing weekend is also getting ready to start up on Friday. I'm going to let you know that Joel Damon, PGA Tour golfer, is going to join us at 9:00. A nice story, real nice story with Netflix, and got into this tournament. And by the way, for him, really good news too. There is no cut in this one, and it is a $20 million purse for this big tournament. It's a big tournament, and Scotty Scheffler's here, which is good. Rory, not here. Scotty, here. I wish Rory was here. But Scotty Scheffler will be here with a lot of the top players in the world for this tournament. The Big Blue Monster. One of the many reasons that I will never golf again. One of the last times I played, I still remember I played with O.J. McDuffie. It was around the media tournament. If I'm not mistaken, we got invited to go out there and play. And the rough, where if you hit it off, you couldn't see your ball. And I didn't have caddies. It was brutal. I must have lost, and I'm not exaggerating. And they weren't all in the water. Some were. Must have lost 20 golf balls.
You got to go to the group and play best ball, though, so you don't have to worry about it.
Everybody wants to play their own ball. Everybody wants to play their own ball and see if you can make a par, maybe a lucky birdie. For me, it'd be lucky.
I don't think I could hit a par on that course. It seems very unlikely.
It's a long course.
Yep.
It's got water.
You got to fight the conditions out there, the elements.
Sand traps. You get a little wind in there to really make it interesting on one of the little windy days. Hey, it's going to be a fun one. It should have. Listen, that should have PGA events on there for sure. So we'll have all that stuff coming up. So anyway, we're going to go to break here. We got Keltzer going to join us coming up here. We'll talk to him in just a few minutes. But before we do, I want to talk about a couple of things I hope never happened to you. I hope they never happened to you. And if they have happened to you and you had a bad experience or you're going through it right now and not real happy where you are, and I'm talking about slip and fall, I'm talking about automobile accidents, and you got a lot of choices out there, a lot of different commercials running right now. But I will tell you what's different about Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah. They're the partners and only attorneys in their law firm. That's it. They handle from start to finish personal injury attorneys, ready to make sure you have a great experience, and two guys who work very, very well together, believe in communication, and believe in getting you great results. That's what they do. With more than 30 years of experience, big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back, see how you're doing. How about you call? How about you're the one in pain and you haven't heard from your law firm, the one that's representing you, and you're going, you know what, I don't think we're very important. I got to call this man or woman every time to get an update. And then you find out when you get there that the names on the law firm you thought were going to represent you, they don't represent cases at all, let alone yours. They do handoffs where they hand you off to somebody they just got out of law school within the last few years. If you're not happy with that, and I'm not taking shots, I hear people upset that I'm saying all these mean things about other law firms. I'm not. I'm just telling you the truth. You want to go to some place that's going to care 7 days a week, Harvey Cohen and Gary Judah. Go to 866-FAIR-FEE. Better yet, go to ConanJudah.com, read the reviews, and remember this. They don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
WQAM brought
It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. Yeah, it was that time again with the NBA playoffs and Pat Riley getting a chance to talk to the fans. Brian Keltzer, Sirius XM NBA Radio, joins us. Keltzer, how you doing this morning?
I'm great, Joe. Always a pleasure to be with you, pal.
Man, I appreciate it. And so first of all, Riles made it clear, I'm not retiring. I'm 81. I want to continue to compete. I will not step down. I want to try to win another championship. Had a lot of different things to say. I'm just trying to figure out, and he said, we will not tank. We'll never tank. I'm going to try to win every game. The only thing I can think of, Gelsey, help me out, if they're going to have a chance to get Giannis, in your opinion, and keep Bam at the same time.
Yeah, I think they'll be in the Giannis sweepstakes. I think they will be in there. And what may end up working out well for Miami is that I don't know that the price tag on Giannis, let me rephrase that. The price tag is going to be very, very high. I don't know that the market's going to match the price tag. I think the Bucks at some point, they're going to move on from him. And I think they're going to have to lower their price tag a little bit. And I think what favors Miami in a big way here is the lack of involvement of San Antonio or Oklahoma City. Neither of them is going to be in any kind of Giannis sweepstakes. I think what also could work in Miami's favor is that Portland, because of who this owner is at this point, may not necessarily be an attractive place for Giannis to go. Because wherever Giannis decides to go, wherever they decide to trade him, I should say, he's going to have say over where he goes because he's 1 year away from a contract extension.
Yeah.
So he's going to want if he says no, I'm not extending there. Well, if you're Portland, you got to have rocks in your head to trade for him. The one thing I'll say is this that I think works against the Miami Heat in any kind of Giannis pursuit is the failures of the Houston Rockets here, and Houston have to figure out exactly what the direction is going to be. Are they going to lengthen this runway, go younger, and see if they can move on from Kevin Durant? Or are they going to double down on trying to win right now? And doubling down on trying to win right now means packaging up Alperen Sengun, a bunch of picks for Giannis. That's the other part of this. So I think you have to kind of look at what happens in Houston here as a big determinant for where the Heat are going to be. Because when you look around the league, Joe, and you look at the kinds of packages that teams have that Milwaukee needs, like I know people like to talk about the Knicks, the Timberwolves, even Orlando with Paolo Banchero, none of these teams have picks to trade.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a big picks package to Milwaukee, you're nowhere. Milwaukee doesn't have any draft picks. They need to get a treasure chest of draft picks back, even if it means you're taking lesser talent. You're not taking the highest of the high-end players to go along with that. Well, doesn't that sound a little bit like what Miami has to offer, especially when you phrase the question, how can Miami get Giannis and keep Bam? Well, that's how. So I think Miami's going to be prominent in this mix. That was a very long way of saying that.
No, that's fine. Hey, I wanted to ask you, Kel'el Ware, how do you feel about him? We've seen him at times look like he could be the next great center, and then he's got nights where he can't get 10 minutes from Spo because of what he sees.
I want to be respectful when I reference the kid, and I'm going to start by saying this. I have a daughter at Indiana University, so I was front row on his time there, and here's what I'll say about Khalil. We're all the potential in the world, okay? Kid's got to grow up. Kid's got to grow up soon regarding effort. He's got to be a pro because you saw him in that playing game when he can when he's really engaged. He has incredible amount of ability. He can step out and hit a three for you. He's a legit rim protector. He's bouncy as all get up, man. He's got good ups. This kid's got all the ability and all the talent in the world. He just picks and chooses when he applies himself. And the reason I bring up Indiana, Joe, it's not any different than he was when he was at Indiana. Indiana, 1 out of every 3 games, he'd show you who he could be and what he is. The thing is, getting paid a lot of good money now to bring it every night. And for Miami, they got to make a decision here. But I will also say this about Khalil Ware. We've seen players that have as much ability as he does that never actually do grow up. So my point being is that if that's the guy you have to part with to bring Giannis on board, and that's the key player piece, I wouldn't hesitate if I were Pat Riley in the Miami Heat. Pat Riley, from his words yesterday, it would indicate to me that he wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah. Hey, are you worried about Giannis' injuries this past year, that more to come as he gets older into his 31 and 32 years old.
100%. And I think when you look at teams that are going to stay out of the Giannis sweepstakes, i.e. San Antonio, i.e. OKC, that's their number one biggest fear. This is a player that's had a preponderance of lower leg injuries. He's 31 years old. He plays a very physical style of basketball. There's questions about how well his game is going to age as he gets older here and how healthy he's going to be. So, yes, I absolutely would worry about that. But if I'm the Miami Heat and I'm stuck in the middle, it's absolutely a calculated gamble, especially as much as Pat Riley talks about I'm not stepping aside, I'm still competitive. Absolutely, but Father Time's undefeated and you're 81 years old. And if you want to win a title, you're going to want to win it now. And I understand that. And Giannis is the express route to being title competitive for the Miami Heat. So, yes, I have concerns over his injuries. But if I'm the Miami Heat, I throw those concerns aside and I make whatever deal I can to bring him to Miami.
Yeah, no, I got you. So, by the way, a lot of fans agree with you right now. All right, so the NBA says, hey, man, we got to come up with something to stop this tanking. It's a problem. Putting together a proposal for a draft lottery reform that they're doing. Is there a way to fix it? Because it is a big, ugly problem when teams can look this bad, and we saw Utah not playing key guys in the second half of games. What can they do? Do you like what they're trying to do?
I like the spirit of it. I think there's a massive hole in this proposal, and I worry about when it's going to rear its ugly head. This proposal, the one issue with this proposal, when you're going to award an extra, this 3-2-1 proposal, when you're going to award an extra lottery ball for teams that lose in the play-in, that concerns me. So the winners in the play-in are going to get one ball in this 3-2-1 proposal. The losers in the play-in are going to get two. And so the losers in the play-in are going to get the same amount as the four worst teams in the league. So you're really incenting teams to be between the 5th and the 10th worst team in the league. And if you take a situation like where a team is kind of sneaks into the play-in, doesn't think they have a chance in a playoff series, well, heck, we'll take the extra ping pong ball in that lottery bucket because, again, in a 3-2-1 system, those balls are meaningful.
Yeah.
And we'll tank out of the play-in. And that's my worry with this system. I would have liked 18 teams in. Everybody gets one ball, and that's it. And you're treated as any non-top 6 team are all treated the same way in the lottery. Now, listen, the argument with mine is that, well, teams will tank out of the top 6 to be able to get a lottery ball. I think that's less likely than teams tanking in a play-in. If you're a top 6 team, every single top 6 team this year would have wanted to be there. Now, you want to make the case maybe Atlanta would have wanted to fall into the 7 out of the 12 teams that were there. That's the only team you can make the case, and I'm not sure they necessarily would have done that. So my point is that I think you see teams tanking out of the top 6 a lot less frequently than you'll see teams tanking a play-in. And so that's the one thing that I think is could be a hole in this. But here's what the league is doing that I like. They're only putting this system in place for 2 years. They want to see how it works in practice before they commit to it long term.
Well, you got to try something. It's anything with tanking in any sport is just bad when you're not trying to win. It's just, and I know fans are like, oh, we're not very good, tank. That's the new thing. I'm like, no, you just don't. You don't want to have that losing every night. You don't want your guys trying. You want your guys to learn how to win and get better every night and play your best players. Fans are paying a lot of money. You agree with that, right?
I do. There's a problem, though, Joe. The problem is that right now, maybe the 2 best teams in the NBA are Oklahoma City and San Antonio.
Yeah.
And they both got their tanking.
They did.
And that's the problem. So, like, they got their tanking, and OKC's complaining about tanking now. Well, that's great. You can complain about tanking all you want. You guys did it to win a championship and create a dynasty, and now you're going to turn around and say, well, there shouldn't be tanking anymore. Right, because you're at the top of the friggin' heap. Right. That's why you don't want tanking anymore. Okay, so that's the unfair part of the whole thing. But with that said, you can't start grandfathering teams in. You have to get your arms around this right now.
All right, who comes out of the East? This has gotten kind of interesting. All of a sudden, the 76ers aren't going away, and New York's hanging in there. They're in a tight battle, and so what happens in this one? It looks like Orlando's about ready to knock out Detroit.
Let me start with this. I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit wins this series.
Wow.
I think that they can play a lot better offensively than they have, and let's not underrate what happens with this Franz Wagner injury. Orlando's an offensively challenged team. That's a lot of playmaking that they lose. The ball moves better with Orlando with Wagner on the floor. Detroit's been miserable in this series. Jalen Duren has not played well, and Orlando's defensive game plan to crowd him and really keep him from being Cade Cunningham's lead screener and helping away from three-point shooters. What you're seeing from Detroit is how badly they miss Hardaway and Beasley. And I think what you're going to need to see out of Detroit in this series is J.D. Bickerstaff kind of abandon Asar Thompson a little bit and just try to put more scoring and shooting on the floor. And I do think he does that. So, again, wouldn't surprise me if Detroit wins this series. Listen, Boston's got some warts. At times, the three-point shooting variance works against them.
Yep.
And listen, as great a year as Neemias Quete has had, you're seeing they have to go through some very good centers in the Eastern Conference to get to the finals. Right now, Joel Embiid became a problem last night, and Karl Towns is going to be a problem, assuming they get to the Knicks. Listen, Jalen Duren could be a problem for them if they get to the Pistons, and certainly the guys on Cleveland could be a problem for them. So you're seeing some warts here with Boston that make me question them a little bit. I picked the Knicks before the playoffs started. I picked the Knicks before the season started. I'm very, very comfortable with that pick. And I have to laud the Knicks coaching staff for what's happened the last two games. They have made massive, massive changes to how they play on both sides of the ball. The players have taken to it quickly. Running your offense through Karl Anthony Towns at the elbow should be what's happening all game, every game, as long as he's on the floor. They have done it. The offense has looked terrific, and they've stopped with so much switching. They've forced guys to fight through picks, a little bit more hedging. And if you'll notice the last two games, how little C.J. McCollum has had Jalen Brunson on him, because the Knicks had tried to stay away from that matchup by not switching. Just a masterful job by this coaching staff. I like when you look at kind of how Detroit's struggling. You look at Boston, who's in a dogfight all of a sudden. When you look at Cleveland, who, listen, Toronto, I give Toronto a ton of credit for how well they've guarded in these playoffs. They've turned this series into an absolute rock fight, which is Cleveland at its weakest. When you look at all those teams and how it's all coming about, right now, I have to say, listen, I think New York has the toughest opponent out of anybody in the first round, and they look the best up 3-2 right now.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Hey, out west real quickly, Oklahoma City looks real good. San Antonio closed out Portland. What did those two play each other? Who do you like?
Listen, with Oklahoma City and San Antonio, I like San Antonio in that matchup. I really do.
Wow.
But I also think there's this weird circular thing in the Eastern Conference. Like, the team best suited to beat OKC is San Antonio. The team best suited to beat San Antonio is Denver with Aaron Gordon. Now, again, Aaron Gordon's dragging a calf around. He didn't play in the last game. Who knows what happens with him, tomorrow night. Like, we just have to see kind of where that all shakes out if he can play. But I think Denver can win that series. I think Minnesota, you saw it. They're starved for offense in the absence of Anthony Edwards. It's just, and as good as McDaniels can be, as good as Julius Randle is at times, they need Anthony. It's not even they need him to go put up 30 a game. They need the gravity, Joe, to create space for other guys. And that's the problem with Minnesota here. But Denver limps into a series with a compromised Aaron Gordon against OKC. They go home fast. Yeah. And so I think you could – I'm sorry, they would have Denver actually in that series. They would have a San Antonio in that series. But I think the same way. I think they match up with Aaron Gordon very well with San Antonio. I think it becomes a little bit of a struggle without him.
Yeah. Kelsey, great stuff, man. Really appreciate you coming on to tease this a little bit down here. We're trying to figure out what's going to happen. All of a sudden, the Heat are a 10 seed and lose their first game, and everybody's going, what the hell are we going to do? There's not a whole lot out there. So I wanted to get your take. Really appreciate it this morning. Thank you, bud.
It's my pleasure, Joe. Remember, tell your listeners, in Riles we trust.
All right.
He will find a way. He always has, and he always will.
I told him that. I told him you were going to say that this morning. I said, there's a Pat Riley fan right there. Gelty, thank you, brother.
You got it. My pleasure, buddy. Talk to
Brian
you soon.
Geltzeiler, Sirius XM NBA Radio. We got to go to break. Hey, we're not done, man. We got to get the Cadillac Championship, man, at Doral. We got the today. Their little warm up, little warm up out there, and then this tournament starts tomorrow. We'll talk to Joel Damon coming up next.
Stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate. And we estimate no rain today in the forecast, Joe. Mid-70s, looking good out there.
Hey,
man.
Listen, man, we got a race, we got golf. We cannot have any rain. Now I know we need it. I saw the Everglades are like torched right now, and I get it. But we can't have any rain. Like, sports come first. I mean, before we take care of them, we need water.
Now the race will go in the rain. Do golfers play in the rain? I'm guessing no.
No, they can't.
No, I don't want them to get wet.
Don't be a dumbass.
What do you mean they can't? What, are they going to melt?
No, but the greens, they water piles up. Well, you sound stupid.
All right.
You know what? Seriously,
you gotta play
stop.
through, bro.
You always say, why do you say stuff? Well, it's not that they're afraid of the rain. They're afraid of lightning and thunder. Your ass should be too, because you know what? You never know. By the way, I was walking yesterday and over at the hill, and that light went off and that siren went off.
The lightning?
I don't mess around with that one, man. I got to tell you right now, I do not mess around with that one. That just doesn't happen. Got to be real careful. That thing, I respect that. Some of you still saw a bunch of people running around the hill and I don't see anything. And I hear the little rumbling up there, and man, my ass is off. I have great respect. We had a guy die out there last year at that place. Last year, 19-year-old jogging out there and that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh.
19-year-old kid died on the same.
Wow.
On the hit. It was not before you get sarcastic.
I'm not.
No, I was getting real serious on that.
Okay.
Very, very serious.
Thank you for taking the show in that direction. By the way, this news is pretty big here. This John Eric Sullivan and left guard deal here. The pretty big news. Everyone's reacting to that now. So, well,
there's been talk about so you can't just play this guy everywhere. You can't do that to a rookie. He's got to have an idea. So anyway, that was good stuff to start with. I totally agree as we go on here and try to put this offensive line together and trying to figure out what's going to happen with everything with this thing. Hey, listen, we got some other stuff going on here right now. The Cadillac Championship at Doral. It's a big one. First of all, man, it is really nice to have the PGA back at Doral. That's the place it's got to be, the big blue monster. And joining us right now to talk a little bit about it, Joel Damon, PGA Tour golfer, going to be playing the tournament for the first time. Joel, thank you so much for finding time for us. How you doing?
Absolutely. I'm doing great. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late here, but thankfully it's not a tee time and I'm not disqualified.
No, we don't want to do that. No. 9 a.m. tomorrow you tee off. I saw tee time 9 a.m. That's good, man. The winds come in the afternoon, so let's get off to a nice start there. Hey, by the way, I'm curious. That course literally, for guys, and I got guys that are 20 handicappers go, let's go play the Blue Monster. I go, no, it's not made for 20 handicappers, man. It's made, the rough is way too rough. You can't find your friggin' ball. Sand traps everywhere. Water and wind, that's a bad combo. It's only for the big boys. What have you seen out there so far?
You know, I saw a lot of the same thing, and when I teed it up, I said, I don't know if the big boys are even going to like this one very much. So it is it's a Blue Monster, and I can see why it's named the Blue Monster. It is long, it's difficult, it's a great championship test, and the best player will definitely win this week. There's no faking it around here.
Yeah, so 18. Most intimidating hole. Now, I haven't played them all, and I know you've seen a lot. You play golf tournaments, there's water on the left side going down. But to me, man, it just looks like I can't hit it. And I'm not going left to right and draw it, and slice it back over. What's your take on how difficult 18 is?
Well, it's funny because it's kind of in the locker room talk this week is, hey, have you played 18 yet? And we're all thinking how hard that hole is. You're exactly right. It's like 475 from the back tees. It's going to be into the wind off the right for us most of the week. And I had a great drive. So I had 5-iron in yesterday. And, you can't bail out in the trees either because that's basically an auto layup. And the water's looming left, so you're not going to see many guys do that. So whoever wins this week is earning it on that 18th hole, that's for sure.
Hey, man, first of all, sponsor exemption, what a great one to get into this. And obviously a chance for you playing against a lot of the top players here. No cut is also a nice thing. Does that take a little pressure off? No cut, just go out and play your ass off, knowing that it's not Friday afternoon to look and see where you rank with everybody else?
Yeah, a little bit. It's certainly a marathon this week and not a sprint. Sometimes when you have a cut and you get off to a slow start, you feel like you have to push a little bit more, and that's not necessarily a good thing. And just knowing you have 72 holes in the bag, definitely there's less, there's less stress on Thursday, Friday a little bit, but you also obviously want to play well and get yourself in a good position for the weekend. But if you do struggle early, it's nice to relax a little bit and just know that, like I said, it's a marathon this week. It's a hard golf course. Everyone's going to make some bogeys and maybe it's some doubles out here. So you got to stay patient and grind it out over 4 days and see where you stack up.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, I got to say this. I know you hear it all the time, so forgive me. Forgive me for being another guy in another market talking about it. But, boy, I'll tell you what, Netflix and Full Swing, I just thought it made you, first of all, inside a little bit, but your personality, people really like you. I think you picked up a lot of fans off this show. I'm sure you've heard a lot about and seasons 1, 2, and 3. I'm just curious of what it's done for just being on Netflix and people getting a chance that love those shows.
Yeah, I think it was a great opportunity for some of us to really show our personalities. And, something we don't often get to do is get a look off the golf course, right? And a little more of a deeper look inside of what we do and our families. And it was a great opportunity for me. It worked out very well for me in a lot of different ways. I've got to do a lot of very cool things, meet a lot of cool people. And, it was just one of those things that is pretty cool to look back on and, have some of that stuff documented as well. Just for, I have 2 young kids now, and someday they'll hopefully watch that and realize their dad was decent at golf and had some fun while he was doing it.
Well, listen, you're definitely that. So I was just watching some of your interviews that you've done and talking about traveling with 2 little ones now and your wife and trying to keep your game sharp, waiting a lot to find out either to qualify, see if you're getting a sponsor's exemption, waiting to see who's going to withdraw. I mean, what is that like going through all that stuff and having your little ones with you? That's got to be I don't know how you focus 100% on golf doing that, but obviously you figured it out.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, we're traveling 25 plus weeks a year. It's you don't want to be away from them too much. I mean, there's some weeks that are just really hard for them to travel to, but they're out here quite a bit. And I think it's actually, when you get to the golf course, it's almost like you're really getting away and you can dive into the golf part of it. And then when you're off the golf course, you can shut it off really quickly and go back to being a dad and a husband. And it's a nice balance, honestly, because a lot of times if they aren't here, you get stuck practicing and you get stuck doing, some other things that could just be, at the pool with your kids or, trying to help out the wife as much as possible. So it's a nice balance in between, but, we don't look forward to travel days with 2 of them anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, when did you find out, how long ago, that you're going to be in this Cadillac Championship at Doral?
I officially found out Tuesday afternoon last week was the official notice. Obviously, there's a few discussions going into it prior, and you're hoping and you're on a short list, but officially found out Tuesday and started making plans for this week. Yeah, man, that's fantastic. Hey, I always wonder with this lifestyle, and one thing I always used to say, I have great respect because they don't get paid if they don't make the cut, and you still got a caddy, you still got people going, hey man, just because you missed it, I still got my, so it costs you money, staying places, eating, and the whole deal. I always wonder what that's like. You've been on both sides of this, trying to keep your card and where you've been comfortable. What kind of pressure is that like every week? Well, it's certainly when you're starting out on tour as a younger guy and you're not established, it's certainly a lot of pressure. When I started on tour, we still had credit card debt and it took a while to figure that out. But, being 10th year on tour, we've done pretty well financially. And so you can handle those rough stretches a lot better. But, we still have a budget in the Damon house. We're not flying private and doing a lot of those things. But there's, especially when you go in some stretches where you're not playing great golf and something like you said, some of it just kind of adds up a little bit, but it's one of those, golf is it's a wild ride out here. It's up and down all the time. And you kind of just know that if you keep working at it, that the good golf is always, just around the corner. So try to keep the head down, not get too involved in that stuff. But at the same time, I still want to retire and I want to take care of the kids. And so good golf helps all of that.
Hey, Joe, you know, it's amazing. I don't golf anymore. I'm done. I have frustration of sucking full time, and lessons didn't help because I went back to every bad habit. So I just saw, but I love watching it. And I love Sunday on the back nine, Joel, of every tournament because it's just incredible. This year, every tournament I've watched, somebody's had a 2 or 3 stroke lead, makes a bogey, splashes one in the water. I mean, things happen, man. And the pressure of a back nine trying to cash either a top 10 or win a tournament, it just seems like it's at a different level for everybody's psyche. Not everybody, but a lot of guys. You agree?
I do. I don't know. This year's been an anomaly. I mean, I don't know if anomaly, but it's been very difficult to close out events. It seems like this year for sure. And it's one of those things that as the new tour, you know, signature events now, and all the points matter that much more. And I think that you're just seeing guys. It's hard to get across the finish line. I also think the competition is just being raised every year. All the young kids coming in are better and better, and there's nothing like trying to close out a golf tournament deep on the stretch on Sunday because. Obviously, you played really well to get yourself in that position, but the mind is a powerful thing, and you start feeling some funky things in your hands, and your brain starts going different directions. And I think that's what's amazing about our game, and because it's we make it look pretty easy sometimes, but I don't think anyone makes it very easy looking down, coming down the stretch on Sunday. And it is appointment viewing. I agree. It's something I enjoy watching as well.
No, it's incredible. You're by yourself. You don't have teammates to blame like you do in football and every other sport. And that guy made it, wasn't me. It's just you out there. Hey, speaking of that, so it's incredible. You have a coach you work with, right? Every day, or you have a guy?
Not every day, but I've been with him for 12 years now. So it's one of those things we can almost, just send a text and a quick, TrackMan or a quick video and diagnose something pretty quickly. But more often than not, you're just checking in and making sure that your fundamentals are correct. Gotcha. And, making sure that your mind's in the right spot for the week to get into it.
How about putting coach? I see guys, this is the one that got me a few years ago. The guys actually will have a putting. There's guys that specialize in that to kind of get you straightened out.
Yeah, of course. There's specialized in everything with the new technology and all the stuff we have. There's putting coaches, there's short game coaches, obviously there's swing coaches. There's some guys that do it all. But I mean, I'm on the putting green right now, and I'm looking around at 4 or 5 guys working with their coaches. So I've worked with them all. I've tried them all. Honestly, a lot of it just comes down to a little self-belief and very simple fundamentals. Are you set up correctly, aim correctly, and then do you have faith and belief in yourself to keep hitting good putts over and over again?
I heard you talking too. You still do those workouts? Golfers, remember in the old days, man, the old golfers have a little belly. I don't want to say any names. I'd see him out at Doral, and I go, look at that guy, man. Had a few beers, enjoying himself, and he's a hell of a golfer. You guys are in shape now, man. How often do you work out, and do you have a trainer for that, or you just go in the gym and know what you want to do?
Yeah, so I have a trainer at home that I've worked with for pre-COVID, so what are we on, 7 years now probably, and a lot of the stuff is, where some guys are doing real heavy lifting stuff. I have not, got into that Olympic lifting stuff, but certainly when we're playing as much as we are, we're practicing. We gotta take care of ourselves, and a lot of it is just injury prevention at this point. I'm getting up there. I'm 38 years old now, so I got to make sure I'm still limber. Continually trying to get more flexible, and stronger in parts of the golf swing as well. So it's easier to do at home. It's just part of the routine. You go 4 or 5 days a week and out on the road. It's more maintenance than anything else. But yeah, it's something we do every day. I mean, everyone almost brings gym clothes now. We have a trailer on the road.
Wow.
A lot of guys are in. There's a lot of PTs out here now. So it is it's almost as important as hitting balls and practicing is taking care of your body, especially when you're in a stretch 3-4 weeks in a row where it can get beat up. And with the amount of balls we hit and what we're doing, it's something that you have to take care of because one little thing can turn into a big thing pretty quick.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, I got to tell you, man, first of all, it's great having the Cadillac Championship back at Doral again. And second of all, man, it's been really nice talking to you. I really appreciate it, man. Good luck. I think a lot of people, man, are going to be rooting for you this week to go out and have just a great 4 days of golf. So thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you. And hopefully we see you guys late Sunday.
Yeah, you got it. Joel Damon joining us, PGA player, going to be teeing off, by the way, if you want to follow him. 9 a.m. tomorrow, man, is his tee time. And don't forget, if there's tickets, you want to go and weren't even aware of it, CadillacChampionship.com/tickets. That's CadillacChampionship.com/tickets. Kids get in free, complimentary tickets to the military service members. And that Thursday, April 30th, is the official start of competition. So if you want to get out there and watch Joel and the rest of the great players that are going to be out there, you can check the tee times and shoot out there. But, man, it's just great to have this event. It was gone for 10 years. It's big money, $20 million tournament, and that brings all the big guys in for this tournament. We got to go to break. We got a lot more stuff to get to. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. Good morning to everybody. And again, thanks to John Eric Sullivan and Brian Keltzer and Joel Damon for all joining us this morning, and get a little preview of that nasty, mean blue monster. Now, listen, that thing, if the wind's not blowing, it's not too bad, but it's long, and you got to hit it straight. You got water everywhere. Sand traps everywhere. What do you got, Woody?
We got Marlins tickets to give away.
Well, hot
Joe.
damn right. I've forgotten. That's what else is going on. 10-game homestand starts here this weekend.
Yeah, we got May 8th, Nurse Appreciation Night, and we have a 4-pack of tickets for you, 305-567-0560. We will take caller number 5.
Yeah.
And we'll get you all set up for the Marlins.
Good stuff.
And really quick as well, Joe, how about a stock market update brought to you by Anna John Levine Accident Attorneys? Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Market opens in a few minutes from now. NASDAQ futures up 70 points, Dow up 7, and the S&P down 0.25. Flat, I guess we would say. I don't know.
That's all right. I know what you're saying.
AI is hot right now from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So,
well, Woody, we got, I'll tell you one thing.
Market analysis for the day.
Yeah, that was enough.
Thank you.
Wow, we got baseball at 10 games stand for the Marlins come back home after they play the Dodgers on the West Coast today. Try to get 2 out of 3 and then start first of 10 games against Phillies coming up here, who, by the way, will have a new manager, and it's a guy you might remember, Woody. Rob Thompson was fired. Phillies have been terrible, like the Mets, just awful. 2 of the worst teams for their expectation. Don Mattingly, interim manager for the Phillies, will be back here in South Florida. And so we'll have that going on. And then, of course, F1 racing's going to get rolling here next couple days. That'll get going. And then tomorrow's first round of the Cadillac Championship at Doral. So, again, you can go to CadillacChampionship.com. /tickets if you're interested in kids to get in free complimentary tickets to military and service members and all that again. So should be fun. A lot of really good golfers will the best. I know Rory's not coming, but Scotty is here. And so we'll get on out there if you enjoy that event. It just used to be, man, I tell you, Tiger and Phil put on a show, gave us some of the best entertainment for that sport or any sport, if you just liked it. Saturday and Sunday with Phil and Tiger together, I call it my greatest golfing viewing moment in person. That was unbelievable. And played together Saturday and played great. Came right back on Sunday. Also teed it up in the last group and was just great golf to watch out there. Tournament's been gone. I couldn't believe it. It's been gone 10 years. 10 years. Live thing didn't count. 10 years. The PGA Tour has not. And, man, we used to be spoiled. We had it here and then go up to Honda Classic, which had 22 different homes in Broward County. Tried them all. Remember the whole Weston thing? Weston, it got run out by a big party, and they wouldn't give up their party time for it. Some family that lived out there, and we were ripping them, and then they moved up to Coral Springs. I mean, hell, they were all over the place. They did Heron Bay, and they go, no, that's a terrible course. We don't like Heron Bay. It's too windy out there. It's no good. They did a little whining and cheesing in Broward County. They weren't real happy with any of our locations in Broward, so now it's up in Palm Beach. That's what ended. Finally, a nice story. We put it up with Jack Nicklaus, and they don't even play for Jack. Jack, who doesn't play for Jack and Barbara Nicklaus? Come on, man. Put it up there at the PGA National. Come on, you guys. Come on, man. And they live. You know, a lot of those guys are taking a week off, and they live. They live in Jupiter. A lot of those guys live in Palm Beach and Jupiter. And again, we're not playing. We got to get ready for Arnie's tournament the following week. All right, but we got it here. That's all we care about. It's always about being a selfish sports fan and having it in your backyard, and we got them all now.
And we got a winner as well. So if you're calling, we'll have more tickets tomorrow. Stephanie got the tickets and was quite excited.
Stephanie, good.
Might have broken an eardrum. She was screaming, man. That was very, very exciting.
Everybody likes freebies, man.
Yeah. She said it was the first time she ever won anything, so glad we could facilitate.
Well, we're glad to have her.
Yeah.
Stephanie, thank you. Thank you for listening to all the dumbass stuff I say during the morning. Just a
Yeah, all
matter.
right. Did you ever complete the negotiations on that tennis thing or no? The team that was wooing you yesterday?
No.
I
got my own set of guys. I'm very loyal to my own group.
So you're thinking of starting your own team?
I just said they can play some days.
Those are rec league guys. This is the real deal.
I don't want to play in that group. It's too far. What don't you understand why you keep trying to get me to go like drive an hour and a half down to see somebody? Stop it.
It's not an hour and a half to get to Miami.
Ain't no guarantees in this traffic.
That's true. Maybe they'll chopper you in.
Yeah.
They really want you that badly.
Maybe the club's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's put some money together to get this dumbass out here one time. See what he looks
What was the other team? The Vipers? Is that what it was called? The basketball team that wanted you?
Oh, I don't know.
What were they called? The Snipers.
Unless they walk up and down the court. If it's a walk league, I got them. I'm really good at walking, man. I got them on the walk thing.
I got do that competitively, though, I think, right? Walking?
Yeah.
There's competitive walking, I would assume.
Yes, there is.
There's competitive eating, so there's got to be competitive walking.
Yeah, there is. It's in the Olympics.
No, it's not.
Yeah, there is.
Walking?
Yes.
You making that up.
Jamie.
Don't ask him like he knows if walking.
Well, you don't know a lot. You just say things.
Is it like power walking or like
there's walking?
Well, like what's the event?
I don't know what it's cost, but I see them. They walk forever, but they're walking. They're not allowed to run.
All right. In fairness, he's right. It's called Olympic race walking. It's a strict track and field discipline requiring athletes to maintain continuous ground contact.
Yes.
No visible flight phase, whatever that means.
And they kind of lean
leading
side
leg
to side.
straight from contact until passing under the body. It is a high endurance event featuring 20-kilometer races.
Oh, they burn a lot of calories every day. Those guys, they get after it.
So 2028.
Speed walking.
Got your name on it or what?
No, I have no shot. I do old guy walking.
What do you mean you have no shot?
So you're getting the older division.
So the days that my body hurts, my miles are slower. And the days I feel good, I go, oh man, I'm gonna do a pretty good time today because I do time my miles.
I don't understand how somebody can be better at walking than somebody else, though. Like that's what I understand running, obviously.
What don't you understand?
But how can you be better at walking than somebody else?
What constitutes a walk?
Like
I just told you, continuous ground contact. Keep their leading leg straight from contact until passing under the body.
You
I'm
know
not sure what that means, but
I got to tell you, Woody, if you ever did anything, that might be a
don't
good
turn
first
this
start.
on me. Don't
no,
turn
because
this
you're
on
making
me.
fun of all the people my age that walk.
I'm not making fun of anyone that walks.
You are.
What I'm saying is I don't understand how somebody could be better at walking than the next person.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Like, I don't know what the competitive edge in walking
I
is.
can't believe you haven't seen it. If you watch the Summer Olympics, it's there, man.
You turned me on to the sprinting stuff, but the walking.
Well, that's not exactly one of the most popular things.
Probably going to have a competitive walking Netflix program, and we'll learn the personalities of the walkers, and then maybe we'll get into it.
You know what?
What?
I've had a gut full of you.
That's
today.
what got me into the running.
Seriously, I've had a gut full of you today.
I would like somebody to explain to me.
I'd like to see your ass speed walk for 1 hour.
I don't like walking.
Honey, I'm tired. I need some
It's
water.
not my sport. That's your sport.
It is mine, but it's not always fast. That's my whole point. Hey, we've got more stuff to get to here as John Eric Sullivan joined us this morning. We're going to have that for you coming up. He was really good. Dolphins general manager talking a lot about his first-round pick and his team that he's put together here in his first year as general manager. We're going to have that for you again. But first, I want to tell you about your South Florida Chevy dealers right now, man. Cars, trucks, and SUVs have never looked better than they do right now at your South Florida Chevy dealers. The problem is I'm hearing from the Chevy people, Joe, you got your favorites. You need to stop. And I can't stop. And I should have Joe Day to pick the ones I like the most, like a big, comfortable Suburban. Maybe a big, comfortable Tahoe. Maybe it's little brother, the Traverse. Maybe it's the Equinox, since I've had a few people around me here at the QAM by the Equinox. Or maybe it's just a sexy Corvette. But maybe then again, it goes right over to our Silverado trucks. Strong, durable, powerful, always can count on Silverado trucks, whether you need a working truck, family truck, or the combo of everything, including have a little fun on the weekends. Boy, I'll tell you what, we got a truck perfect for you. I recommend a Silverado 1500, maybe the Silverado HE. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. They got great deals going on. Take a test drive. 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. Fall in love at your South Florida Chevy dealers.
WQAM's Whiskey Star.